Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott here on a beautiful, where I'm at, a gorgeous Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. So blessings and gratitude to all of you who are already stopping by, saying hello, Swinton's Birds. Yes, greeting, beautiful Talcottians, peace and blessings to all, and sincerely praise God. Praise God. That is where I am coming from today, brothers and sisters. So if joy and encouragement are a little offensive to you today, you might want to just click it off, right? Don't even test it, because I'm feeling good. I really, truly am. And part of it, well, part of it is and is not the thumbnail, right? It is a reminder. Celebrate the blessings. Celebrate the blessings that color your life with joy. The big ones, the small ones. Celebrate the blessings, each one that you can discover. And what I'm suggesting, what I've learned for myself is your choice to build your practice of gratitude. It can soon be seen as the best choice for your life. The choice to improve your practice of gratitude. You will soon see evidence and experience enough evidence to see that that was the best choice for your life, just by growing in your appreciation and your gratitude, your positivity. But then I wondered, is that the truth? Because I'm always wondering, is that the truth? What might be the truth? And is the choice to build a practice of gratitude the best choice for your life as compared to, what about honesty, Jack? What about honesty? Should my words be the choice to build a practice of honesty can soon be the best choice for your life? See, I don't think you can be grateful without being honest. At least not for long. Because you can't lie to yourself for long. It's not possible. It really is not. Blessings to all of you, sincerely, swinging in. And yes, please feel free to share the like and, to support the algorithm, what I do with others. And I don't know if it helps or not. I just heard that it does. But I go to click the share and I copy the link. But whether I share it or not, it doesn't matter. But it tells the algorithm it's being shared. So I don't know if that helps or not, but I do what I can. And I encourage you, please share a link or share a like. Share a like, and Jack, share the link. I just offered forth the link in the chat and shared it to the top for those who do wish to join in the conversations. Topic today really is, the purpose is to share a thankful vibe. Right? A little good vibes and a little gratitude to go with the theme. And the topic is practice and celebration. Well, I know how I am. I figured it's a starting point, and then we'll see where the universe takes it, where the energies bring forth, and with the openish panel with a link available, we'll see what the universe brings forth. Because praise God, this adventure I'm living, it's kind of unbelievable in many different ways. It so much is. And yet I awaken each day to the situation where I find myself, and with the ideas and the feelings that I have. And I guess I got to accept that this is real, allegedly, supposedly, but I know it'll all pass. Everything passes. Everything is temporary. What was will soon not be, but then again, we are. Um, Today I'm in a very inspired mood with the feelings feelings of faith. I was inspired earlier. That was something I was going to touch on. One of the conversations I listened to earlier, um, I may share just a little bit of this, maybe the first minute or so. Conversation earlier with here, Dr. Bruce Lipton and Aubrey Marcus. Holy cows, lizard tree. Oh my goodness, your generosity, blessings, bless you. Thank you for that. I sincerely, I hope it didn't upgrade to the greater memberships, the greater cost, but Lizard Tree, thank you sincerely for that, and congratulations to those of you who snagged one. Um, Holy cows! Hey, where I was going, I shared a link in the description there, and I may include it in the description. Shared a link in the chat, and I may include it in the description later. I mean, sincerely, Lizard Tree, bless you, thank you. my my gratitude and my appreciation for you are deep, they're strong, and I trust those who are sharing support and investment with your contributions. Those are investment to keep me going, and I trust it. I hope to show your faith and trust is well placed. So thank you sincerely for those who share your encouragement. Um, what I was inspired by earlier. See, praise God that when you look for the good just keeps giving, and especially I honestly do believe when you're good, when you make efforts to be good, I truly trust and believe that, like the Bible said, maybe there's blessings, if not here on earth. I believe truly, if anything, when you spend your time doing what is right, when you spend time alone later with yourself, you can look back with yourself fondly, right? Recognizing, how much you tried, how well you tried, regardless of the results. Boy, I drifted off right there, didn't I? I don't know. Back to practice to celebrate and some of the reasons. Yes, today I was inspired by this conversation with Marcus Aubrey. Young man, very inspiring in my opinion, and I encourage you to check his channel out and share support there too. For those who don't know Bruce Lipton, he is a biologist, and his notoriety, I guess, specialty is regarding epigenetics. Um, Gets into, well, the biology of our body and how environment affects. So, you know what? I am going to go ahead and I'm going to play just a couple of minutes of this to share for those who may not know who he is or what he is. So, see what you think.
Darwin's theory is completely wrong. And not only is it wrong, it is one of the most destructive cultural beliefs that has been introduced to civilization. We have programmed the entire damn population to believe they're victims of their heredity. It's not made out of matter. Everything is made out of energy. Principle number one in quantum physics is consciousness is creating our life experience.
This Cartesian split of mind and body and spirit, and everything is divided, and then symptom from illness, everything is being divided further and further within the body and treated separately.
It's consciousness who releases the chemistry to the environment that controls the genes. And you can change your consciousness, and you can change your environment. And all of a sudden I said, oh my God, we were programmed to be victims. It turns out we are masters of our genetic activity. The reality is, science has now recognized the nature of spirituality. Stress is responsible for over 90% of the health crisis on this planet. Genes are responsible for less than 1% of the disease on this planet. Less than 1% is connected to genetics. Hello, people out there in the world. Let me give you a scientific fact. There's no gene that causes cancer.
All right. So I hope you caught some of that, appreciate it. And I sincerely encourage, check out Aubrey Marcus. He's got a great passion. He's got a very good gift at sharing some of the talk. He gets into topics of health, topics of common law, topics of all sorts of things. And he's pretty inspiring and entertaining. So I encourage you to check him out. And for those who have not checked out Dr. Bruce Lipton, please, sincerely, this conversation was great. I highly recommend several of his books. And Biology of Belief, I believe, is one of them I can recall. I think that was his. And this is his point. Yes, stress can kill. The power of our minds. We have by generational patterns, by the past ways of structure, through the conditioning of education and what has developed through the entertainment, our methods of communication. People have been conditioned to be slaves to conditions. It's just partial truths, right? Partial truths have been used to create total confusion. And total confusion has allowed people who are aware, people who are not confused, it's allowed them to make some very, very wise investments, so to say, right? and, and hey, actually, blessings, Sterling Ray, yes, all of you joining in, thank you, sincerely. The poison on our food, air, and water, they are damaging the DNA, which leads to diseases. Yes, that is true as well. The most toxic part, though, is through our choices. Because what Bruce was saying, even in that intro, is we can control our environment. We've got a lot of control of our internal environment and external environment. But we've got to be aware and we've got to be conscious. And along those lines, that was one of the things that I was blessed by. What's up, Cynthia? I loved the conversations you guys were having last night. For those who didn't catch it, I'm assuming it's still up. What's up, Cynthia? But she did a late night stream, late-ish night stream, and it was a panel conversation with some great conversations, kind of along the lines of what we're talking about here. Stopped all chemo and prescription after overtreatments. Double mastectomy and DOC busted for medical fraud doing 20 years. Small miracle. This world we are living in, it is, whoops, hey, blessings, thank you again. 95% of our food is toxic. Here's another beautiful 95% of our food is toxic. Again, I shared the link that conversation with Bruce Lipton. He gets into some of the statistics and the patterns of thinking, right? And as he says, it showed allegedly 95% of our time is spent in thought. Well, if we're in thought, right, if we're being distracted by our thoughts, focusing on our thoughts, we're not we're not driving, right? We're subconscious. We're living in subconscious patterns where memory and programming it just drives us through the day. And according to what he's saying, only 5% of our time is actually conscious. And that's probably why science has said, like, so much of our DNA, it's untapped, it's unrealized, because humans don't know what they're doing. Don't you know? Everyone's gotten confused. People have been overcome by temptation, by fears, by greed. People are hurt from betrayal. This world we're living in, this life experience, man, it's made for the tough, or at least it toughens us up along the way until we die. I mean, that's all life is. It toughens us up until we die. Golly jeez. Praise God. What a cool game this is. So here, in that lecture with Bruce Lipton, again, he talks about the genetics, how we are created. All that we're not just like one being. We are the conglomerate of millions of cells, trillions of cells, bacteria. He didn't go into all this, but I know I've heard that. That's what we are. We are a walking universe. And so within us, there's all these cells that are just doing their function. They are being. That's when all the cells are working together, the environment is healthy, you've got health throughout the organism. Well, you and me, what we are the biological organisms. We are part of, you and I, we are cells within the one dynamic biological organism that has been growing, called humanity. We are cells within the being of human. We are cells within the mind of the whole. There's a collective consciousness that happens within the human mind, right, that we tune into. There's a greater consciousness within a family, within a community, within religions. There's just different perspectives. That's what I'm saying. There's like a consciousness, the awareness, the process of information and intelligence in the realm of mind, the non-physical aspect of life. We all tune into that at different ways. We're different vibrations. We're different receivers of consciousness. So what we tune into each day through our thoughts, what we tune into it's directed by our energies. And our energies are directed by what we tune into. The key, like the flip, you get to flip the gate, right? You get to control in your throne, your like control room. You get to control where you direct your awareness. You get to decide, am I paying attention to what is real, or is it time to focus on what I think? And beyond those two things about what is real and what I think, there's also the aspect of how do I feel? Okay, Yvonne, thank you. Shave your beard, Jack. You talk like a guru on drugs. And so I don't understand the connect. Maybe that's two different thoughts. Is there a connection between the two? Would I sound less like a guru on drugs if my beard was shaved? I did touch it with the trimmer. I didn't give it too much attention, but I do have intentions of cleaning up. But I'm in a period of transition again. So brothers and sisters, especially for those of you who may be new, I know there was a little bump in the subscriber count recently, and I don't know what is and is not happening, admittedly. But I am in like a little period of transition again. A lot of uncertainty. Not sure what to think or expect. Last night I had a blessing. I went to a local Veterans for Peace chapter, had our monthly meeting there, and some wonderful men and women there. I encourage anyone listening. There's so much to life. There really is so much to life. There's so much to learn. There's so many different things that we can do. And what I have found, I've met some amazing people at some of the local gatherings in the community. Just by showing up and being open to having conversations and asking questions of people. Go into some, if I see a protest or something, I'll stop and I'll ask, hey, what's going on? What are you guys doing? And asking questions, I've learned a lot. Admittedly, in my own path and development, the exposure to Veterans for Peace was a big part. It became my purpose, right? My reason for living. Someone else started it. Someone else was doing this stuff a long time before I came along, but their ideas became my reason for being. My experience last night, while it was enjoyable, it wasn't really fruitful, in my opinion. For whatever reason, I've been challenged. I don't know how to get people's attention. It's like people just very little interest, or I confuse them, and then they're just like, "Nah, I don't have time to even ask. I don't want to know." My situation is a little interesting. But here's something I was considering earlier for thoughts of wisdom that I might offer, thoughts of experience I've gained that have been helpful. Things are not always as they seem. Recognize that. That's a truth. Okay, so present that as a knowing deep within yourself so that you always remember. Things are not always as they seem. However, to find peace within yourself and to be healthy and successful, things are not always as they seem, but they must be accepted for what they are. We must accept things for the way things are. We must accept the situation for what it actually is. Now, whatever situation, whatever experience, whatever person, whatever thing, we create within ourselves these mental blocks, these mental, nope, I can't accept that, even though it seems impossible, but what you're seeing is true. It's true, right? Accept things for what they are. Trust that things are not always as they seem. And here's another part. If you put those two together, the real easy way to do that is just simply trust that you don't know. Because you don't know. You don't know what you've not experienced. You don't know what someone else has experienced until they tell you. You can guess, you can assume. This guessing and assuming, this practice of jumping to conclusions in our minds, guys, this is why we've got wars going on. This is why we've got asshat billionaires building rockets to take joyrides up into the upper stratospheres. And we got fellow citizens sleeping in streets, man, going without food, without clothes, without shelter. Oh, praise God. Praise God. I have so much hope and faith in what God might be doing with us all right now. But I think what is really apparent is it's time for humanity to wake up. We got to help each other wake up. Wake up to what is real. It doesn't matter what we think. What matters is what is real. Doesn't matter what we remember. What matters is what is now. Right? Take these ideas and please explore this for yourself. What does that mean? What would it mean for you? Because what I recognized in myself, there were days where the sun is shining, the world is just beautiful, everything's awesome. I got food, I got shelter, I got health, everything is perfect. And me, I'm caught up in my memories. I'm caught up in my opinions. I couldn't find a moment of peace or gratitude because I was at war with myself. I'm encouraging you, brothers and sisters, this pattern of a monkey mind, this constant agitation, this bragging about achieving multiple, multitasking, bragging about that, bragging about our work schedules, how many, I'm committing 200 hours this week to solving this, to getting this product, whatever, right? People are confused. The world does not have to be the way that it is. And you know what? Things are not always as they seem. At some point here, I am speaking from the perspective of an American here. From the appearance as an American here, and I recognize I got the privileged white part and the penis between the legs part, so I got all sorts of privileges and advantages over others. Then you add to it, I'm healthy, right? I'm not crippled with pain or disease consuming my body. I recognize how blessed I truly am. Sincerely. And I'm not bragging, I'm humble. I'm very grateful at what God has allowed me to become, to be, to experience, to learn. And I have so much hope and faith that God may use me somehow for greater things in the future. It's partly why I'm here today, is my hopes for the future. Where was I going with this? Sorry, my mind just drifted because the practice to celebrate is the title. I think we've got a lot of opportunities to celebrate. This is where I was going. Perspective. From the perspective of my blessed place as an American, the forecast of the future does not look very great, right? I heard that the DNC and the RNC, these political parties are apparently narrowing down the choices pretty clearly to someone senile and someone criminal. And I'm not sure which one is which on they're both senile and criminal. Trump and Biden, neither one of them are appropriate for. Oh man. Hey, with the mods, please don't be too. Because what was that? That was just the one on the beard thing. It wasn't insulting. I think it was fun. Hopefully the timeout was just just a hopefully the timeout was just a slip too. Radical acceptance. Radical acceptance is the key, right? We've got to accept things for as they are. The world is as it is. If things don't change, right? My perspective here as an American, with the global war drums beating between the, you know, the conditions in Taiwan and China and Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Gaza, Palestine, Sudan, uh, there's Uganda, there's Yemen, there's war. There's war like all over the place. And then there's these governments and economists conspiring, working together, not conspiring, because I think it's pretty public for the most part. They're telling people what they're doing. They're planning to devalue the American dollar. Well, our government, right? Our government, between the Trump administration, the Biden administration, oh, and the criminals before those guys, too. Let me not just point fingers at any two criminals. There's been a lot of criminals in our White House. But the past few administrations, right, just opening up the purse strings, Congress like opens up the purse strings and just goes to the Federal Reserve and the War Department and says, here, do what you want. You guys print and you guys spend and together have fun. This is your life to live, right? So the taxpayers are, you know, paying interest to the private Federal Reserve, while men and women around the world go hungry and suffer from wars. So then on top of that, you've also got these more pandemics, more danger, more things to be afraid of, right? So there's a lot of fear and a lot of negativity in the outlooks of what the world looks like from here as a privileged white male in America. It can be kind of depressing. It can be kind of, well, it can be very depressing, actually, when you realize how criminal, how absolutely corrupt and criminal the systems actually are, how much unnecessary suffering has been shared. I mean, in some of the economic discussions we've had here on this stream, and please let me remind the the link to join is pinned to the top of the chat. And there you go. Yes, so the link to join is pinned to the top of the chat for those who may wish to join conversations. But, you know, in past conversations I've had regarding economics, people want to question and say, well, if everything is being shared freely, then what about those who are freeloaders and they contribute nothing? I'm curious what the opinion is of the millions of people who are in refugee status right now. They're at the mercy. They're at the mercy of other nations because of whatever, their own government corruption or civil unrest, the divisions and unsafety in their neighborhoods. People have fled their homelands only to be trapped between bureaucracy of one land and tyranny of another and refugees. And there's a lot of people in the world today that are suffering far more far more than I used to think about, to be honest. Spent most of my life pretty selfish. Pretty selfish, admittedly. I didn't realize I was. I didn't realize how blessed I was, and yet I had been so ungrateful. And brothers and sisters, that's why I guess here today, maybe in my path of repentance, um, in my path of repentance, perhaps that's why I'm here, is oops, to share some reminders, right? The practice of gratitude, growing in your own practice of gratitude. Who's it going to hurt? Nobody. Who's it going to help? You and everybody you know. Because if you have more gratitude to share, guess what? If you've got more gratitude, you've found more gratitude, more reasons to appreciate your life, your day, the moments of being you. If you found more reasons to be grateful, and those are within you, well, when you get around other people, maybe you got some gratitude to share, some kindness to offer. Maybe you've got some joy that you can, help pass around. Because this world, it does not have to be so dark. The darkness of this world, well, praise God. I mean, it really is. It's God's story being unfolded. So there's no point in placing blame. There is obvious patterns to the way that the world works, to the way that the universe operates between nature, our mind, consciousness, and the spiritual and physical aspects of who we are connected. There's beautiful scientific, logic, reason-based explanations of many of these things. Not only modern explanations, but of course the ancient explanations from the mystics, the hidden esoteric wisdom that mainstream people, just don't have time to pay attention to that stuff. And I get it, right? I get it. You got Uncle Sam to worry about. You got those dollar bills to earn. Boy, this brings us around again. The practice of gratitude. I started the stream in the beginning with the question, is it best to encourage people to be grateful or honest? Well, I think they go together. To grow in my appreciation, I had to humble myself. What I mean by that is stop believing that I earned everything. And that's what I did. I held myself to, I was a perfectionist who feared uncertainty. I heard that explanation offered by someone else recently, too. I was a perfectionist who feared uncertainty because, of course, that is exactly what a perfectionist would fear. And as a result of that, the patterns of procrastination and all sorts of unhealthy choices started developing. When I stopped getting stuck in my mind, fixated on the blame and the standards and the opinions and the judgment, when I got out of my mind into my heart, that is where I found more humility. It's also where I found more comfort, more peace, more joy, more tranquility. It's in my heart. I'm sure your heart is the same way. Our heart is the essence of who we are. It is our goodness that's waiting to shine. There's science. My mind is traveling to different topics. I've been looking into some of the science's explanations, the ideas of the chakra systems, the energy centers that are within us, and the idea of our lower based chakras are tied to our sense of worldliness, right? How secure are you? How safe are you? Are you meeting the basic human needs of shelter and food and survival, right? Those are the base chakras. It's in the heart. It's in the heart when we when we activate the energies and find resonance in the lower chakra energies. And by that, the ways of thinking, the mindset. I don't remember the names and the orders, but bringing yourself into a knowing of this safety and wholeness of your well-being, that is what the lower energy centers are seeking. And when you can do that, then you activate into your heart. And into your heart, from there, that's where you really start to expand into your greaterness, right? The more powerful, dynamic, higher energy resonances, right? That's where you start tuning into those thoughts, those energies. You tune into those ideas when you start raising your own energy within you. There's a lot of reason there was the yogis and the people who are spending time doing the inner reflection, the inner work. They discovered a lot of great, amazing things about the way your body is designed and my body is designed. Our bodies are freaking amazing. You, our bodies are an incredible biological technology that God, the universe, right, the creator has developed. And you and I get to enjoy this creation of being a human. And within this creation of being a human, we get this spiritual aspect of knowing. We have the divine gift of consciousness, a consciousness that is different. It is different than the other animal kingdom, than the plant kingdom, than the other variations of life that we know of, at least here on Earth. We only know this time. We only know this dimension, this form of being. What we don't know, what we don't know disempowers us. What we do not know disempowers us. A lack of knowledge brings a lack of power. The Bible, scripture, the ancient texts talk about, people suffer and perish due to a lack of wisdom. Wisdom is something, well, praise God. Wisdom can be gained in many different ways, and typically wisdom comes through pain, right? Through the pain of experience, the true wisdom emerges. And brothers and sisters, I've experienced a lot in this lifetime. I've lived a lot of different lifetimes. It's been a real variety in my life. And yet it's been very consistent. very, very lackluster. Not a lot of big excitement yet. Praise God, man. God is so good. The way all these stories are put together, right? That was something that was discussed about on WhatsApp Cynthia's panel last night. Comment was made about the stories in the Bible. They're just stories, okay? What are we? We're just stories, man. The only distinction is we don't know the ending of our story yet. And the same creator that created the stories that were written about and recorded in the Bible, allegedly, if that's history, which I understand it is, right? The Old Testament is patterns of history and knowledge collected by a group of people, passed down to be learned from and shared with all of us. God's story of creation, man. Human history, dude, human history is a shit show, and we're a part of it. So, what is history going to show about us? I mean, I know what history shows about the greater collective of us, the way we conform to fear and intimidation over the past few years. The way we showed that disruption was possible, and there's different ways to do things. So the story that I really, really focus on for myself, the story out of the Bible at least, is the story of Jesus, Yeshua, the Christ. The messages are love, right? The deeds, the action. It showed forgiveness and mercy. And for those who call themselves Christian and, believe in Jesus, that's what God was showing, right? And so, to me, it seems obvious now that I finally see this, once I finally accepted the truth, what was real. Holy cows, I'm going to swing back real quick again. Things are not always as they seem, but must be accepted for what they are, right? And when I first started looking into the Bible and what Jesus was saying, and many of the interpretations, they didn't make sense. Admittedly, many people today can't really explain their faith in ways that make sense. I get that to some degree. But once I started accepting things for what they are, the words in the Bible that were said, started really thinking about the words for what they might mean, and it just seems to make absolute sense, right? The gospel is the good news. The good news is that we have evidence collectively, you and I and all of humanity, simply by acceptance of, some of the old history, some of the old language. If you accept the history that was recorded in the Bible, it is evidence of prophecy and communication between the divine aspects of creation and mankind. And through that prophecy and prediction, it came through with initially the laws and the sacrifice. And I don't remember all the details that were explained, but it makes sense. Originally, the Old Covenant, the old laws and communication regarding sacrifice was one way to develop and grow mankind into what God wanted. And then through the life experience of Jesus, Yeshua, the Christ, he demonstrated the potential of a perfected man. It was God in form to speak as though, right? It was God here on earth. So it was like the boss and the delegate at the same time speaking for, saying mercy and compassion and unite. And the idea behind my idea behind the interpretations of Jesus, the sacrifice, the resurrection, it's the continuation. It was to demonstrate and be good news for you and I. And the original apostles, The original apostles, well, let's think about this too. The reason the Bible is today is because there was men and women in the past willing to die in order to preserve it, in order for it to be shared and to known. And at some points in history, the knowledge was restricted to only the churches, to the clergy. See, lack of information, it keeps people stupid. Stupid people are dangerous, man. The world's filled with stupid people. But praise God, I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to try and help. And I was stupid a lot of times in my life. You know, the number of years I kept drinking, I had a beautiful, amazing little son with me. I lost out on so much time. And then due to choices in the past, I guess I'm still being punished for my behavior, for my appearance back then. Time is continuing to pass. God, why did I go there? Hey, here's another insight. I'll come back to wherever I was, but this was another thought I had last night. Just a beautiful idea for you to consider. For just a moment, imagine a smile in your mind. Imagine a smile in your heart. Notice your face. See what happens. Notice a smile in your mind. Notice a smile in your heart. And then see what happens on your face. Or imagine a smile. Because I was considering that. I learned something, I heard something last night that made my heart smile, made my mind smile. I enjoyed the stimulating ideas and conversations. And then the idea of my mind smiling, my heart smiling, I noticed I was smiling. But brothers and sisters, we're here to smile. We're here to shine the light. We're not here to be so dark and disturbed, so negative. Hey, Rebecca Joe, ignorance, yes, all right. That is the more kind term. However, stupid is stupid, and people can be stupid. Now, what I mean by stupid, I don't fault anyone who does not know. I try not to, right? Because we're all ignorant. We all have to learn different things. So I try not to fault people for what they don't know. But you explain someone, you show someone, you demonstrate. They still don't get it. They're not trying to get it because they're convinced they already know. So people who don't yet know, those people are just ignorant, right? And even if they've just never encountered the answer, they may not have even thought of the question. I don't fault that. But the people who know that they don't know the answer, they know that there's an answer or that something is contrary to what they claim, and they refuse to look. No matter how many times you get them to see, no matter how many times, man. All right. Hey, I'm sorry. You got it. I suppose. How do you know? How do you know who's homeless and who's not? Really? I mean, when you're walking down the street, some people, I don't know. I mean, some of the people dress so casually today sometimes it's hard to know. Are you homeless or you just like don't care? I honestly, I've gotten to the point of not caring so much about my appearance. I'm high on life. I mean, the topic is practice to celebrate. So what are we going to practice? We're going to practice gratitude. That's been the whole topic all day. Gratitude and appreciation. I'm high on life. And see, if you can't, Chuck, you are such an interesting character. If you can't find joy from me and my successes, well, I guess you don't get it. That's all right. Good for you. I am very grateful today. Today, Thursday, it was, the idea is Thankful Thursday. Um, hmm. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things all of us don't see. It honestly breaks my heart, but I've been learning not to judge. And I encourage all of you, brothers and sisters, to break the patterns of judgment, fear, depression, to break the old habits and patterns of life. Number one, you got to admit. You got to admit maybe you're stuck. Maybe you're in a routine. Maybe you are in a rut and just going through the motions. Or maybe, like I used to be in the past, maybe you are unaware that your mind is out of control. Maybe you just think this is normal. And maybe it is normal because you've been like this all your life or as long as you can remember. See, our God is amazing. Our God is so incredible. There can be blessings and opportunities just right there, right in front of your eyes. And if you don't cognize it, if you don't think and consider what is actually shown, as I said earlier, again, that video with that conversation with Marcus Aubrey and Bruce Lipton, he mentions the statistic that about 95% of our time is spent in thought. And if we're focused on thought, guess what? We're not active and honest witnesses of life. That's the key. That is the key. Life happens in the present, right here in this moment. This moment, right now, this is life happening. So in every moment that life is happening, we have the choice. What are we paying attention to? If your mind is already going with things of the world, things of the past, things of your memories, if your mind is already going and you're just paying attention to your mind, well, subconsciously, you're just going through the motions of your life. You're really kind of a zombie. And I'll say that because I was at one point for a while, especially with my addiction. I admit, I know who I am. I know who I was. And unfortunately, I was much like Manny. I was like much of today's society. I was asleep at the wheel, believing in the American dream, the illusions of my safety, the illusions of security from all that I had accomplished, I had prepared. You know, I had no clue. No clue. Then I found God. When I say I found God, I found the desire to know the truth. I placed the truth above my life itself. Doesn't matter. I'd rather die than, I don't know. I wanted to know the answers. And I realized my opinions didn't matter. All my opinions mattered to was me. It didn't change what what was real. And this is that line I was saying earlier. Things are not always as they seem, but they must be accepted for what they are. For instance, the divorce long, long ago with my ex-wife, with my son, our son's mother. I thought her leaving me was the worst. The worst. But I knew that it wasn't. I knew it wasn't that bad. I knew that she was miserable and neither of us were happy, and it was actually the best thing that could ever happen to us. However, I didn't understand. I didn't understand my emotions. I didn't understand a lot of things. Why? Well, no offense, Mom, but I was raised by confused parents. I was raised by confused people. And I picked up what I learned. So when I see a lot of people today, and I encourage you, brothers and sisters, all of us can change our perceptions. We get to choose what we see. We get to choose what we offer. I encourage all of you, anyone listening today or later, sincerely, choose love, choose peace, right? It's better to have peace than to be constantly looking over your shoulder and knowing you're right, right? Who cares if you're right if you're creating enemies? What's the point of punishment if it's just for revenge? Um, huh. Tark, hey brother, I'm not sure that. Hey Tark, please be. What's up with all the timing out, my friend? We don't need to do that, please. Okay. Um, I'm not sure what is being so. I realize, maybe you're trying to keep it positive and encouraging here. I appreciate that. But as long as people aren't really causing interruptions or real negativity, let's not be too quick to, let's not be so quick to time people out, please. I mean, come on. Think of my situation already, how much this has been an issue with the mods and the censorship. Um, Blessings. So practice to celebrate. Practice a level of gratitude, a level of appreciation that's not been found yet. I started down this thought earlier and maybe didn't hammer it home. What helped me establish and grow in my gratitude, right? Growing in my honesty. My honesty, honestly, my honesty brought my humility. And guess what? When you're humble, about the fact that sincerely you can't accomplish shit without others. I mean, that's partially true, partially not true. If you really want to make an influence, you really want to accomplish things, it's going to require the agreement of others. Others will have to cooperate. Even if you want to help one. If you want to help one, they've got to be willing. They've got to cooperate in your efforts to help them. I've learned this. Can't help those who believe they are beyond. Oh, hey, everyone lost their wrenches. I'm happy to add yours back, Freedom, if you'd like it. I had a Rogue One and couldn't catch it in a reasonable time midstream, so I removed everyone's mods. That's all it was. Nothing personal. See, the idea I have is for our world, the same thing that worked for me. As I became more honest, I found more humility. As I found more humility, I recognized, right, how much value the world offers to me. From the people I know, the people I love, I wouldn't have flown to DC and done the things that I did if I didn't believe I had people who loved me. It was my belief in the support of others. It was my belief in the community I thought I had. That's what pushed me to go and try and achieve greater things. It hasn't worked out so far yet, but I'm not done. I'm not done yet. I'm just getting started. And if I can, here, I'm going to say it because it's whatever, it's my life. It's one of my goals still. If you happen to know any people employed with the United States Postal Service, it's still my hope and goal to speak with executives of that organization again. I know the attorneys there had some fears and apprehension because I was a business owner and an employee. And I couldn't get past their misunderstanding. So where I'm at, I still hold within myself. I know the organization. I know their mission. I know the way that people operate well enough. I know I can make I can help. I can help the United States Postal Service become a better place to work for every employee there. It would require cooperation from the top down, and that's of course what I would insist upon. But here's the point: if you guys know anyone at the Postal Service, I've lost all my connections. What I do have, though, is I've got the skills, I've got the desire to help. You just need the attention and the opportunity of those willing to take a chance. Take a chance on making that organization a better place. Shouldn't seem hard. I mean, especially since what I'm projecting, since what I'm presenting would really improve the safety, the morale, the productivity. It would just be an overall win-win-win-win for the employees, for the managers, for the customers, which is the citizens, which is the nation. Oh, that's right, which is the world. We're all connected, brothers and sisters. We are all connected. So, hey, actually, you know what? Sterling Ray, here's another observation, you're right. As workers, there we are at a point where AI, technology and mechanization, they are improving so much that we could really eliminate a lot of jobs. Now, that's bad in a world where humans are subservient to money, right? Since we work for money, money doesn't work for us anymore. Money is an instrument for those who know. Money is a tool for slavery. So the point is if we advance our society together collectively, we could work together to actually improve productivity, reduce some of the jobs. And I'm not talking about put everyone on universal basic income either. I think that's a bunch of nonsense as well. It keeps people trapped and dependent on money. We should not be dependent upon money. We are dependent on each other. We are dependent upon ourselves, first of all, right? And if you're not honest, you can't depend on yourself. If you're not honest with others, you're lying to yourself. If you're lying to yourself, you can't trust you. And if you can't trust you, what are you going to offer the world? Nothing of value. You'll offer a lot of distrust, a lot of doubt, a lot of insecurity and fear. See, the patterns of our thoughts and emotions, they follow a logical order. They make perfect sense. I love you guys so much. I'm not mowing any lawns without being paid for it. All right. I think, see, that's another fiasco. We've got all this lawn care. People spend I spent a bunch of money putting in my yard, the underground sprinkler system, making sure I got all the fertilizers, all the chemicals on my yard, making sure that grass is pretty, making sure my grass is pretty just for the neighbors to see. And I got to make sure it's mowed, can't get it too long or break those covenants and those rules. We've been brainwashed, man. We got these stupid lawns because people wanted to be like the plantation owners. The plantation owners, the wealthy, grew these lawns, as I understand, just to rub it in the peasants' faces. They had land they didn't have to use, right? Meanwhile, the poor, struggling to find property and fertile ground, trying to grow and feed themselves. History of mankind is cruel. And I get it. I suppose that is why a lot of people want to believe in a punishing God, a God who's distant, or even want to convince themselves that there's not a God, that it's not real. I mean, that's what science kind of showed me. But then religion showed me how fake it could be, too. Some of the things in my childhood and my life, man. Praise God. Praise God for the memories that we get to gather. Our God, our Creator, right? The Father that Jesus spoke of. It's amazing. See, and it's going to tie us back into some earlier thoughts I had regarding the gospel and the good news. And the early Christians, many were persecuted, many died to carry the word so that we could know. We could know that there has been communication with mankind from a long, long time ago, prophesizing, making agreements, sharing laws and information with us. So through the perfection of prophecy and timing, a couple thousand years ago, there was that man who was and was not, right? So from there, the good news was to be shared. And the good news is God loves us. God loves you, right? Mercy. Mercy and compassion are there. And if you believe in Jesus, in that he is the right hand of God, well, okay, perhaps he is. Perhaps he's the highest level of consciousness that mankind has evolved so far. Maybe that is true. Maybe he is there with God, completely, eternally present. That means he's here and now. He's there with you and with me. Not limited to a form, he is eternal, as is God. Okay, so if the love of Jesus is here and now, all I have to do is accept it. And as I understood, that was some of what I thought that was one of Jesus's prayers too. I will. Let me apologize here. I could have certainly strengthened my wisdom in the scripture, in the Bible, more than I have by now. I assumed I'd have others joining me who would be able to fill in the details instead of argue about everything I say. There was something Jesus says, though, about he and the Father are one, and his prayer is that be our relationship. We become one with Jesus, as he is one with the Father, and then together we live today freely as the living truth, which is what we are. The practice is there's a lot of practice. I mean, it's a learning, it's an unlearning, it's a doing, it's a not doing, it's an undoing, it's a all things, and yet it's nothing. It's like an effortless effort that just, it becomes an acceptance, a realization. It just, praise God. I think maybe this is where I've heard scriptures again, it's God's grace. It is all by God's grace. By God's grace, all things are formed, all things may become known. It is through God's grace that things are. Sorry, I got distracted off the window. It is through God's grace that we get to know. What we get to know comes through what we get to experience. And so today, brothers and sisters, in this experience that we are sharing, I'm offering to you the reminders that I found for myself. God is here and now. Spirit of Christ is here and now. It is eternally present, awaiting our acceptance, our acknowledgement, maybe our seeking. See, in order to seek something that's here, you must, I guess, first recognize it is there, recognize that it's been overlooked. It does require a sacrifice. In order to overcome the worldly ways, we must sacrifice what we thought we knew. And what most people think they know they're on their own. They think they've got it all figured out. They think they know because this happened and because that happened. And don't you know, because this and that happened? Well, I know. You only think you know. What happens in our experience is happening now, right? And it's always right now. And always right now is God's revealing. In right now, God is revealing who you are becoming. It's in the past that you saw who you became. You are becoming who you are each moment. So pay attention. Pay attention to what God is revealing through others. Pay attention to what the world is showing you through what you pay attention to. But to pay attention, you've got to move beyond the clutter of opinions, the clutter of memories, the clutter of the clutter of distraction. The clutter of distraction prevents clarity. See, God's so amazing. The truth is so simple. It's acceptance, though. Accepting the simplicity of the truths can sometimes be challenging. Why? Because it requires us to admit we were wrong. And if you admit you were wrong, well, if you're cruel, you might be pretty punishing. Maybe you're afraid of that. Are you afraid of punishing yourself? Are you afraid of being punished? Are you afraid of being afraid? Are you afraid of being happy? I think there is people who have gotten so accustomed to being afraid. They don't, they've either maybe never experienced or they've forgotten how to feel at peace. Praise God. Every one of us are on different adventures, right? We are all just growing into what we have not been. Every day we're growing into something more, something different. And I encourage everyone, please become conscious. Pay attention to what is going around in your world, in your life, with you, and practice to celebrate. Practice whatever you're doing, whatever skill you are growing. And actually, if you haven't found something to grow, there you go. There's your first goal. Find something to grow. So as you practice growing, then the reason you're growing is to become greater, right? Greater in whatever way it is. And growing greater is going to bring some sort of value to ourselves, to others. It'll bring a reason to celebrate. That's the whole point I'm trying to get at. Create yourself some goals, create yourself some actions, growing into who you want to become, practicing, becoming a greater version of you. If you've got something challenging you do in your life, what do? You avoid it? You complain about it? No. Well, you can. You can. You can avoid and complain about whatever you want. The right way to be is to analyze, right? Figure it out. See what you need in order to overcome, what do you need to grow into in order to overcome or to achieve? So the point is, practice to celebrate. We all want to celebrate. We all want to have fun, right? So the way to do that is to choose, put that as part of your practice. Practice finding reasons to celebrate and celebrate the small things, the big things. Celebrate the blessings you can find, right? Pay attention to what brings you a little joy, brings you a little smile, a little color to your life. Pay attention to those things and appreciate it. I am proud of my practice of gratitude. It's far stronger than what it used to be. And for those who know my story, man, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. Hey, thank you, Provo. Appreciate it. There's changes and adjustments. There's some fluidity and growth and blessings to many of the supporters and encouragers. They've been allowing me a little bit of fluidity, a little bit of growth, a little room to be and express. And I appreciate that. I've seen people show up on the panel and on the stream and actually kind of censor themselves and allow themselves to be limited so that things could flow more smoothly. I've seen people working in ways to cooperate, and I trust that this is going to grow. Where I was going, I'm actually, I see in the back, but I'm actually thinking I am about to wrap up. So unless you've got something specific coming from the back, I think I'm gonna go with my first previous thoughts. Okay, thank you, my friend. I'm gonna drop this link again. This is the link for Bruce Lipton and Marcus Aubrey, offering the conversations on how to reprogram your mind and become a conscious creator. I encourage you guys, check out those those conversations, see what you think. The idea is that I'm trying to bring with that, and what encouraging here, practicing to celebrate, is recognizing the power of your mind, your ability to create. It's something spectacular. It's something to be appreciated, nurtured. The world is what it is, right? Things are not always as they seem. Things are not always as they seem. However, we must accept things for how they are. And the way things are, brothers and sisters, the way things are in the world with the economic corruption, the political deception, I mean, it's saddening. I see humanity in so many ways doing what I used to do, self-sabotage. And I'm like, oh, wait, please, no, please stop. Please don't do that to yourself. Nope, people don't have time. So I have faith in God. God is with us. God is with me. God is with you. God is with us. And guess what keeps us away from God? Right? God is here in the present. Spirit of Jesus, love, kindness, compassion, mercy, it is here in the present. Where are you? Are you here in the present united with God? Are you here in the present united with that which is? I mean, that's kind of where that's where we're supposed to be, is united with God, with that which is in the present, where we are. Now, it doesn't mean we endorse things for how they are, but you accept. You don't fight things for what they really show, what they really are. And then you decide, what do we do with it? And along those lines, brother, I see in the back, I know you just clicked the link. I am about to wrap up, though. So, unless you got something special, I think I'm going to continue this. Where I wanted to take this, I dropped that link. I encourage you guys, check out Marcus Aubrey, Bruce Lipton. Check in with yourself, grow in your own methods of appreciation, of gratitude, because sincerely, if you grow your appreciation, your gratitude, your joy will overflow. And your joy overflowing into the world around you, it makes for a better world for everyone. And that's why we're here. We're really here to create that better world for everyone. So I encourage you again, imagine a smile in your mind. Imagine a smile in your heart. And then just notice what happens to your face. Oh, all right. All right. We've got a special guest who does not frequent often, says there is a reason. So let's see where this goes. Welcome, brother Brian O'Shea. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, Jack Talcott. I was just listening and I don't know, man. There's something about what you were saying today. It was kind of resonating with me. You know, those Aubrey Marcus and Bruce Lipton. Those are some heavy hitters, dude. And I don't know if you're turning a corner or if I'm retarded, but
I appreciate your recognition and thank you. I suspect, honestly, it's your growth. I've seen you growing, brother. You're growing with me. We're growing together. So you're fans of you a fan of Aubrey Marcus, Bruce Lipton?
yeah, Aubrey Marcus. I've met him from watching Joe Rogan podcast, and Bruce Lipton. I've seen him here and there. I think I watched a few videos at one point. I'm having a hard time recalling exactly what he was into. But also, Jack, you know, beyond that, by feeling the good feeling. I don't know though, bro. But when I look at you though, you're looking a little rough though. You look a little rough, dude. Are you feeling all right? You looking? Do the looks and the feeling coincide or no? Am I just misinterpreting something?
It could be a little of both. Admittedly, I'm in a spot where I'm in the same spot I've been for an awful long time. Same house, same car, same body, same same life. But I feel I feel healthier, more filled with life, more filled with I feel more vibrant mentally, spiritually, physically. I feel more alive than I've ever felt in my entire life. Now, the other side of that, though, I got like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do in order to create change in my life um, other than what I've been doing. And this is the path I want to take. My goal, my future. I'm no longer a postal clerk. I no longer have that security of a government job. For some reason, I don't understand why. I don't have my friends or family around anymore either. So things are not always as they seem, but we've got to accept things for what they are. And my goal is to help change this world. I believe I can do some of that through here. And I believe what I do here today, it's available for others later. And what I do here today is it's a step towards greater things in the future.
Yeah, you know, the more I think about it, Jack, I mean, you got your hair, you got the crazy hair, you're a little pale. I don't know. I know I came out. I don't know, dude. I'm starting to reconsider now, dude. I think you're fucked, dude. I'm back to thinking you're kind of fucked, dude. But you got a trick up your sleeve, don't you? With this house thing. It's like a few days away.
You know, I've got God on my side, I believe. Honestly, though, it's coming to the point. It'll be a miracle if I get to stay in this house. Admittedly, that will be a miracle. I don't know how I can accomplish it, not with the options I have today, but I also don't know clearly. I don't know what's going to happen. However,
Yeah, Jack. Now fuck, dude. I'm back to thinking, damn, dude, like you're doomed. I don't
I'm
want to
not
think anyone's doomed.
Brian. This is the thing. I've been knocking on doors and well, I didn't do it today, not yet, but I will. I'll follow up and try and reach out to our Aubrey Marcus and Bruce Lipton again. I'm continuing to reach out to people in my community, continuing to reach out to people from my past. Eventually, someone will give me a chance, and give me some
Yeah,
time. And then
fuck. Now I'm back to angry, dude. You need a fucking job. You're reaching out. You're not just doing what other people. You gotta work, motherfucker. You're
I've
fucking
done that. I've done the work thing all my life. That's not what God is guiding me to do. I did the work thing all my life, and then I discovered faith and God. And when I discovered faith and God, guess what? I discovered ways to use my mind instead of my labor. I know the value I can offer. If someone would actually trust me as someone they can learn from, I had this conversation earlier today. If someone if someone got past their opinions of me as being a man who needs help, needs to go get a job, and they actually listen to what I'm teaching, dude, the stuff I've learned, it transformed my inner state of being to where I'm not fucking worried, right?
You're starting to sound like Wizard now, dude. Maybe you two need to get like a Unabomber shack in the woods together and I don't know, write some manifestos or something.
We could have some great conversations. And actually, I do still hope to talk to Wizard in peaceful terms because he is a man, he's got great knowledge. Um, and I think I got some good knowledge too. I honestly, I've been saying this in a spiritual aspect, spiritual meaning a unified, a universal, a greater aspect. There's a purpose between all of us joining together each day. I trust that.
Jack, it's building in me, dude. I think I'm about to go postal on you, dude. I want to lash out, man. Fuck, Jack. The fuck is wrong with you?
Nothing. I'm
Damn.
blessed. Are you feeling
Jack, you need help, dude.
Hey, Jack, how are you?
I'm blessed. And you know what, please? I had someone join earlier. It was Brown's boy. I didn't bring him up. I said I was shutting down. And here it's, Brian O'Shea being that little temptation for me. And here we go. We're continuing.
That's why I'm here, because I know his tactics. So I'm making sure he's not out of line.
Thanks. No, Brian's good. I love Brian. Brian, you're a cool guy. But I like, one of the things I really like about you is you do ask questions and you pay attention, Brian. I understand my role. I cause a lot of confusion. People don't know exactly what to think with me. There's a reason Paul and I met. We are very, very similar and very, very different. And both of you have been very good supporters of him and I. There's a reason we're all here.
Yes, sir.
Jack, you got to give your head a shake, man. Give your head a shake. You're cracking up, dude. You got the crazy hair. You haven't been working out. You got the bitch tits. You're skinny. You're pale.
I was
your house.
Is this Jack? I'm sorry to cut in. OCW, is this like a bashing right now for Jack? Is this what it is?
Yeah. What are we doing, Brian?
Because, yeah. I mean, and Jack, let me just fill you in if you don't mind, sir. What happened earlier? That's why I came up. O'Shea earlier on Paul's show went nuts on me and called me all kind of names, whatever. And then him and Paul got into it, and Mitchell, and Paul, bashed him like crazy. And it's fascinating that he's on here, comes and says a couple good words, and now he's bashing you nonstop, bringing the house, bringing the beer, and all that. So I'm just, seeing what the optics are, because everybody can see him.
It's interesting. Sounds
Very
like
interesting.
Brian may be having a day of growth. You doing all right today, Brian?
I'm all right, all things considered. Yeah, I got the business earlier. I mean, I've been compared to you. I've been called Brian Talcott, so we're probably more similar than I would like to admit. We might be on different ends of the spectrum, but I don't know, Jack. I don't know. I get these thoughts of like I don't know if you could be helped if you're gonna turn it around, but I don't know. If someone's, I wouldn't want someone to think about it like me, but in your eyes, there's nothing wrong. But looking at you, hearing you, I feel like there is something wrong, dude. You need help, dude, and I don't think you're working towards it really.
Well, here's something coming back to you though. Earlier today, I understand how much you look up to Paul. It's pretty obvious. And if Paul tore into you, I know you got a tough exterior, Brian, but I seen your softness too. You've got a care to you. And so it could be for you to feel more empowered, for you to feel stronger. You play the tough guy role with me and kind of put me in my place, but there's more going on than just this. There is a lot of similarities between you and I, Brian. And actually, someone was joking about it in the chat a little insensitively, but you know what? I may be living in my car before long, and I don't know what the future's going to bring. You might have some tricks and techniques that I don't know. However, I don't know where God's going to take me, because God has taken a lot of people today through hell. I watched the
Because the way I heard it earlier was that, oh, I had this enlightening experience. Now I don't need to work. I could just help others. It's like Wizard with his, oh yeah, I fucking could just search this US code. I don't need to work. I could just help people find the US code, and we're gonna live happily ever after with our US code coupons and shit. Seems like a bunch of bullshit, dude.
Well, see, there's a distinction though, Brian. Okay. What I've been learning is simply self-development. Okay. I get a lot of people judging me because of the external situation, but what I have been learning from the people I've been learning, right? Dr. Bruce Lipton, Nassim Harriman, and then you get into, I've studied for many amazing scientists, right? Many different fields of science. I've been learning from many different healing modalities, from the coaching, the spiritual aspect.
You ever try electroshock therapy?
No, dude. The best key for all of us, it's breathing, meditation, and prayer. Those three things will change our lives.
What about getting a job?
Well, you can get a job. You can do whatever you want. The best thing, though, here, sorry, Brian, I allowed myself to get off. The reason I brought up my studies, I know for a fact I can help others live a more healthy, joyful, more fulfilled life. What I'm offering, swear to God, I'm suggesting people to turn the way of Jesus, right? So I'm actually pointing people to a spiritual path, but using the ideas of modern day coaching, using the ideas of reprogramming our subconscious, reprogramming our mind, redefining who we are within our inner nature so that the true light of who we are can shine. So, Brian, I'm telling you, man, I can help anyone who wants to improve or change themselves. I can help them do so.
Now you're offering me life coaching help. That's what you're saying right now.
I'm making myself available to anyone, to be honest. This was actually suggested to me previously, that I do a better job of kind of selling myself what is available. I tell you what, for those who are interested, I'm easily reached through the social media or whatever. I'm easily reached, and what I can offer is we can set up a half hour, have a conversation to get an idea of where you're at, the goals you might want to build on, and brainstorm some ideas from there. For those who are really more interested, we can do an hour. Spend an hour together building some same thing, getting clarity on present, here and now, maybe a brief overview of the past, but most importantly, a comparison of today and where we want to be in the future. Get some clarity so that from today on, we have change. We've got value. I make myself available, no charge, no cost. Just be respectful with the time and free to see.
Jack, the fuck, man.
I love you too, Brian. You're a good dude.
Nah, bro. This is some bullshit, Jack. You're about to be out of your house. You're fucking offering life coaching. This is fucking insane, dude. The way you're doing whatever you're doing right now is fucking weird. What the fuck? Have you been bathing, dude? Do you stink or what?
No,
Do you wash those clothes or just kind of iron them? Do you have,
I am very clean, hygienic. I
Jack, can I say something real quick? I mean,
please go ahead.
do you see the bashing, or is just me? I'm going crazy here.
No, I see it. Here's what I see.
O'Shea, what the fuck is your fucking message today to Jack? What are you trying to achieve? To tell him he
Trying to tell
stinks, he needs to shave, he's not a life coach. What is it? You come here with hate again. Why are you upset with Jack? What did he do to you?
It's
because
as
he's
if-
looking crazy, dude. I think he's going out of
Did
his
you look at
mind. He's getting
yourself,
closer.
sir? Did you look at yourself? You're the man that drinks your own urine, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's look in the mirror first and stop bashing people. That's all I'm saying. And I have nothing against O'Shea either. I'm just saying, where is this going?
right.
But Tarek, you might be the biggest retard in all these circles, Tarek.
No. Hey, Brian. Actually, Tarek is being polite and he's asking you a reasonable question. But what I know it is, I know that I trigger people's egos. And Brian has an ego. He's got an ego, but he also cares. And so because of his care, and maybe he got beat up and called out a little earlier, so the sensitivity's there, then I come along and it's a chance for him to feel better about himself. Unfortunately,
Okay.
it's by doing what he just went through by putting me down.
So Jack, he also went off on me, right? And I let him talk, and I didn't disrespect him. And you don't see me bashing you or bashing anybody else.
No.
I'm just saying, like, that's not the way to go, man. Let's just be lovable and be nice to each other. If you have something to say it. But talking every second about how he has to, take a shower and shave, and you're a bum and you're about to lose your house. We have heard that from Bronze Boy, everybody and their mother. Let's just give it a break. It's getting too old. That's all I'm saying.
Amen.
I
Hey,
got
and
something
actually-
to say, just say it. And I am going to say it.
Well, just be responsible with what you say and pay attention to why you might be saying it. Because what Tarek is offering, Tarek, actually good for you too. Because if in fact Brian was insulting and real rude to you previously, I can't tell. You seem to be coming up here very composed, very, prepared to move forward. I respect that about you.
No, thank you, Jack. I'm not like that. I don't have no hate or disrespect towards Brian, even though sometimes he may say something to me. I don't. I have love for everybody. It's just I'm just wondering what the optics are here. Is there optics, or maybe he's just mad and he's just venting, which is fine if that's the case. But let's not do it in a bashing way towards Jack. Let's just talk about it. Maybe there's some other stuff we need to talk about.
The optics of the situation are the same with Grace Thorpe. Like, you're basically Scott 2B and Jack Talcott is Grace Thorpe, and you're just fucking being like a beta bitch, just like offering nothing, dude. Like,
Brian,
Talcott's.
hey, Brian, thank you.
Jack,
you
I
for
can take all
yielding.
the.
Hold on.
I
Brian,
can take all the criticism, Jack. I'm not like that. I'm very calm and relaxed. They can't get me aggravated.
I
Don't
know.
worry.
I appreciate that, but Brian, I want to interrupt you because I like you. I don't want you to embarrass yourself by going off and saying things that it reveals your confusion, your lack of understanding. Okay, this is what people don't realize. When we judge and we are wrong, we are revealing our own confusion. So, hey, welcome, Cynthia.
Hey, Jack.
Welcome to you.
Hey. Hi.
Someone cooking fish?
When's the last time you've had a home cooked meal?
Hey, see, like how he said right away, somebody cooking fish. Was that nice to Cynthia? I mean, come on, man. I just see. I'm sorry, Cynthia. Just the disrespect is just too much,
I know,
man. It's
but
just I don't know where
but
like
I look at the source. I do take in consideration the source, and I treat it as such.
all right.
So, but I just came up here just to encourage Jack. He's doing great today. You're doing great today, Tarek. So, just bring in some feminine energy to balance it all out. So if you feel that you need to attack me to feel better about yourself, Brian, I give you permission today to do it. Please feel free. I grant you that today.
This
I
is
actually
all
want.
about Jack. Can we get back to Jack and insulting Jack, please?
Hey, actually, thank you. I wanted to point out. I think Brian is actually doing pretty good today. I really do. He's he's sharing his authentic feelings, his authentic beliefs, and I actually think he's being pretty well mannered, though. And Cynthia, something I heard, I want you to know, I do see your self restraint. I do see how you
Oh, okay. I know.
try.
Like what? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I see how you try and support me and what's going on. Thank you.
Make sure to hit the like button for all platforms that are restreaming your live. Make sure to hit the like button, everybody.
Yeah, please do. Welcome,
Jack,
Mitchell. What's up, Brian?
just gonna say this is fucking insane, Jack. You got like what, 7 days left on the house? You're like, oh, just a miracle. Nothing. I don't know. I'm a spiritual guru. Like what the fuck, dude? Reality settle in it all. You got some fucking ace up your sleeve. You always got some fucking trick or person to lean on or something. Put a bunch of offers out there. You're gonna take one of them, and
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to choose the best option that makes sense at the time it's ready to be chosen. And I
is your
trust
mother's
God.
house?
No, I
Is your
trust
mother's
God
house?
to bring the choices.
Is your mother's house one of those options?
No. No, I've got other people who've offered me their couches or their spare rooms. I'm not too worried. Like I said, I'm still, number one, I can't, it's beyond my comprehension, honestly, that it's taken this long. I mean, the reality that who I am today is not who people from the past know. And it's all God. God came into my life, and I have transformed myself into a different version of me than I was before. Now, it blows my mind that my neighbors and friends and everyone has avoided me for so long. They've never seen me. So at some point, I mean, just the simple laws of averages, the simple laws of logic, eventually I'm going to have a conversation with people in this town again. And when I have people having conversations with me in this town again, you'll see a different Jack, because then I won't be completely alone. It'll be a totally different guy again. And this is how life works. We all go through these little periods, these ups and these mountains and valleys of our success and where we're at, our comfort, our abundance. Life is change. I'm not afraid.
So even though people offered you couches that are out of town, you somehow think you're going to stay in the town, even though your house is you're about to get your house taken away.
I like what you were saying, Jack, about the transformation. We all do go through these transformations. And I think this is a good time, Brian, for you to kind of tell Jack how you dealt with the transformation of living in a home to living in a car. Like, this is an opportunity for you because you're so concerned and helpful for him. And you're here today to help. How did you deal with that transformation? Was it hard for you?
Yeah.
How long did it take?
Thank you. I am curious about that.
And Cynthia, this where I tell you, and I told you before, you are really growing. You're really taking like this. No, you
now.
are. You are.
I'm
You're controlling.
not
You're
now,
hitting
buddy.
it right
Now.
back.
Cut it down. Cut it down, bro. Cut it
No,
down.
no, it is. And I'm
Okay,
proud.
Derek.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Please, Brian, I would love to hear more about you and learn how you overcame these struggles.
Yeah. Tell us, Brian.
To overcome the struggle of transitioning from a home to a car.
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing how that happened? And I'm curious because what was the thought process? How do you know what stuff to keep? What do you don't? What'd you do? How did you transition?
When I first started doing the car thing, I left Chicago to go to New York with no real plans really, other than to do stand-up comedy open mics out there. So that's pretty much what I did
Did you
when I left
just
Chicago.
did you just take like the bare minimum, or did you put like stuff in storage, or were you like, because like me personally, I still have the clothes my kids came home from the hospital in.
Right?
So
Yeah.
that would be something I would take, but eventually I would have to leave stuff. How did you decide what went with you and what stayed?
I just took basically everything I had, but it was still too much shit when you're traveling in a car and sleeping in it and shit. It was just packed up way too much shit. Still packed up with too much shit, but lately I've been sleeping in a tent the last 4 nights up on the mountain. So even if the car is cluttered, when you sleep in a tent, it's hard to sleep in a Ford Taurus. It's kind of cluttered.
Have you ever thought about getting a minivan and doing like I've been watching those guys who travel in the minivans or the RVs? Have you ever thought about doing anything like that for more room?
Yeah, I have thought about that. It is an option, I guess, but I don't know.
Minivans are available, brother.
What did you say, Mitchell? What did you say, Mitchell?
Just letting them know that peace and minivans are available.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because Mitchell,
Jack,
how did you decide what
Yeah.
you keep and what's not, like dishes wise? I'm thinking like, how do you keep your little hot plate, your toiletries, your personal care, like the bare
You don't
minimum?
use it, you get rid of it. That's pretty much what it comes down to. I mean,
That's the key.
Yeah.
yeah, you don't be. The point of this lifestyle is to not be materialistic in a sense,
Gotcha.
not have any attachments, anything tying you down. So,
Oh,
my needs are minimal, and if I need something, I just go get it. So I try to minimize clutter by getting rid of the shit I don't use.
nice.
Jack, you don't have to do this anymore.
Do what? What am
This
I doing?
loop,
What do
this
you think?
loop of saving the world and not working, and your family's going to come back, and your neighbors are going to come back without doing anything. You're the one. You offer all the help. You don't need any help. Like, you don't have to do that anymore.
Well, Jack just told us he has help. Jack just said, "Hey, I have options," and me personally, that I'm relieved to hear that he has
Yeah,
options.
he could go to someone's couch to not work to continue to help others, and
You don't
think that he
have
doesn't
a
need
job
help
either.
himself.
You can continue to stay in your car and not work and pursue
I
your
have 2
gambling
jobs.
addiction and your stand-up comedy.
I have 2 jobs.
Okay,
Thank you,
that's
Jack.
right.
You don't have to do this anymore.
Well,
So he
here's
said that he
here's
has
what you're.
options.
Yeah, and you're also overlooking another aspect that, I mean, I realize maybe I'm alone, but I'm kind of convinced that this was a worthy investment. I know there are ways to capitalize merchandising and to create value just from the brand alone, right? So I'm going to find a way for Live Without Fear to grow and to succeed. And, you know, I've been hoping to find people willing. When I had money, I was trying to hire people, but for whatever reason, apparently I'm just too, I don't know, I'm too jack for people to work with. And I found a lot of people just finding excuses anyway.
Jack, you don't have to do this anymore.
Oh my God.
Brian,
What should he do, Brian?
what's the other alternative?
What is Brian's
Okay.
plan for success for Jack?
Right.
So
I'm
Jack,
writing
I
it
want
down
you
for
to
you,
say,
Jack. Don't worry
Jack,
about
I
it. Right?
want you to say, I am way less capable of being a life coach to others, and I need lots of help in many, many areas, spiritually, physically, mentally, financially.
No, I
Brian,
didn't ask.
you're confused.
Not what you got going on, Brian, but Jack. Jack has already said he has a place. So for me, from looking outside, looking in, Jack's first objective is how to deal with this transition. So
To death? Is he going to commit suicide or go on a homicide and
They just
suicide?
So, yeah, can I interrupt with the suicide? I can't stand when somebody says that. I don't know if you heard Brian last week. I have made it very apparent that if Jack needs a place, I have a room for him. Everything will be just fine if he wants to take that option. So if you really care about Jack, like you're coming off like you do, I would like to see where you actually would like to help Jack in any way, not just bad. Because that's
Jack,
all I
you
see
don't
is
have to
bad.
do, Jack, you don't have to do this anymore. You don't have to do this anymore, Jack.
Here,
saying it 3 times isn't gonna make it better. Yeah.
I just
You don't have to do this anymore, Brian.
hopefully this
You don't have
isn't
to
seen
do
as
this.
controversial, but just for a point of clarity, he would pay the $300,000. He just wanted to make sure others would help, and so I just want to know if that was still on the table. Honestly, honest question.
I missed the question. I mean, I know there is an unrealistic goal that I believe $300,000 may secure this place for me. I was hoping to achieve that, and actually without others, without people, you know, donating, if I can achieve conversations with people involved with my past, well, there are contractual liabilities that I have been denied. I don't like claiming the victim title or that card, but the circumstances show that I have been the victim of misunderstandings. No one was harmed in the past except for me. And this is why I find it so bizarre. All I want to do is have a conversation with a 21-year-old guy, 21-year-old man who used to know me as his father. I'd love to have a conversation with that guy. Or the people involved with ending my career. Or I'd love to have conversations with some of the people in our government or anyone in the mainstream media who wants to really try and bring some change to the world. Hey, Brian, I'm not suffering, dude. I'm living this life. This life is an adventure God has created for us all to share. I will go through periods of lack. I will go through periods of suffering. I will take on burdens and really make my challenge more difficult if I believe in the end it helps others. That's what I'm doing. I'm standing on the truth that I know. I'm not selling anything except I am selling myself. And with me, I don't really ask for much.
Yeah, and
Except,
I don't really
except
see you
for a
as
place to
asking for
live
anything.
without working. You want clients, you want your family, but you don't want to do anything to get those.
That's a lie, Brian. I'm willing to do
Oh,
everything to accomplish that. I'm here on YouTube 7 days a week. I know you see yourself doing this, just kind of hanging out and spending time online, so you think that's what I'm doing. Well, this is actually, like Cynthia said, I'm viewing this as a potential business opportunity. I am legitimately trying to grow Live Without Fear as a brand, as a movement, as an organization. For those willing to overlook my current struggles and current setbacks, if you can see the value in what I'm offering, if you can see the trust in a man like me who will not quit, well, eventually an investor will come along. Someone will
yeah.
say, hey, Jack, let me open up some doors for you and let's see what we can accomplish together.
I
How
really
about get
want
a
to
I
get
agree,
job while
Jack.
you're
clarification on
pursuing
this.
that stuff?
Brian, can I have
Why not
just
get a
a
job while you're pursuing those things, Jack?
Brian?
Let Mitchell
Come on,
go.
let me get it just a minute, real quick. I really want to get clarification on this
Mhm.
idea because Tarek did say, I believe, maybe I'm mistaken. So maybe a point of clarity. Tarek did say he would come up with the $300,000 if it came down to it. Is that true?
I
Talking
never
to
said
me?
that. I don't know. I never said that.
Okay. Do
But
you know what I'm
one thing I would
referencing?
say, Mitchell. No, I don't remember reference 300,000. But here's what I would say. I
What I
truly
think you
think
said
that.
exactly, what I think you said exactly, real quick before you continue on, is I think you said you would pay the $300,000. That was context of the conversation. You just wanted to make sure others would help first.
No,
What
what I said
are you,
is, if I remember correctly, and I don't think Jack needs help. Here's where I think Jack is. Jack, I think, wants the adventure. Just like Lindsay said in the chat. Jack, you guys think that he doesn't have all this thing sorted out. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's not bright. He's very bright. He knows what he's doing, and maybe he just wants the adventure. But I wanted to let him know that truly people that care about anybody, Jack, O'Shea, you, would offer help. Would offer help
I'm trying to offer
if they're
help
Yeah,
in
able
but
the
to.
sense of clarification to what you were saying there about the money.
The clarification was and I'm sure Jack can say something about that. As I said one time, I would pay the whole rent for him for the whole month, but I would have I said I'll put $300 down, and somebody will like from the chat would also pitch in. But Jack said that's not what he wanted. He's not worried about the financial as much. He just wants people to reach out to him. Is that
So
true,
what you
Jack?
were, I just
That's
for
true.
my own clarity, and I'll move on after this so we can digress. But so what you're saying is that you offered to pay $300 of 1 month's rent.
Yeah, if Jack needs help, I would do it. No, that's not an issue at all. But I didn't
Here,
want to take the whole load by myself if everybody are saying they care about Jack. That's all I'm saying.
Tarek, I do remember, I don't remember specifics, but Mitchell, I think I know where you're asking. And I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly what Tarek said, but Tarek, you did make some comments that seemed extravagantly generous. And I think that might be where Mitchell's coming from. The other part to
Yeah.
that, though, is like Tarek said, push comes to shove, he is there. He's willing to be generous. I know I saw him asking, are there other people willing to join in his generosity?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I don't know. To me, it's a manipulation tactic, and I don't know if his intent is to manipulate others or to manipulate you. But I sense a pattern here because he did this with me. He said when he was being friendly with me, he said, if I ever need anything, he would always be there, to help and just ask, and then that changed like a week later. So, he's making this pattern of like offering monetary assistance and shit like that. And I don't know. I
Okay.
think to me that
No,
that
I
is
reply to
really
that.
walking into the territory of grifting, and my fucking radars go off. You know that. So that's
Okay.
really what I'm focused on. I yield.
I got you. Can I clarify, Jack, real quick, what Mitchell was saying? Mitchell
Please.
one time needed money for food. I said, I'll send it to you, no problem. And he said to me, send it to my Cash App. I said, I can only do PayPal. PayPal. You have PayPal right now? I said, I will send you the $20 to make sure you were eating. That's what type of person I am. I would not leave you down, even if you bash me. Because if you really needed it, I will send it
But
to you.
when you offered
Mitchell.
it, you didn't put the condition that I had to have PayPal
But
before then. You know,
but I
so
did say that
if you
after,
really
remember?
wanted to make sure that I would eat or whatever, if that was the concern, you see what I'm saying? Then you know
But
you
hold
could have
on,
signed up
Mitchell.
for. You could have signed up for Cash App and got me
No,
the
there's a
$20
reason
if
why
that's
I
no,
can't sign up for a Cash
or you
App.
could have communicated with me, that
And I
Mitchell, you
did.
don't
Mitchell, I
understand.
did.
The
You
way
Mitchell,
don't have
I
to
did
do this,
communicate
Brian.
with
You
you.
don't have to do this.
Mitchell,
You don't have to do
Mitchell,
this, Brian. You don't have to do this.
I'm
You
listening
don't
to
have
Tarek
to do this, Brian.
right now, Brian. I'm listening to
But
Tarek
Mitchell,
right
I
now.
did communicate with you that I think like 2 days after, because you asked me about it, and I told you I have to have PayPal. Sorry for the miscommunication. I can't do Cash App for a reason. I'm out of the system. Zero. I won't put anything in my name. Zero. There's a lot of things I do differently. It has to be through a PayPal, and that's it. Anything else I can't do.
Well,
and the
you can do
reason
Cash
for that,
App. I got a
Mitchell,
Cash App in my dog's name, so I'm just saying.
the reason that he has to do it through PayPal, Mitchell, is because he's a fraudulent scammer who was going to go to jail soon for it. And so through his fraudulent little ways, PayPal is the only way he does able to do his little scammy stuff.
Okay, so what? Here we go. A disclaim that's way outrageous. Why would you ever say that when I can tell you right now my entire record and there's nothing ever been ever fraudulent about me? Nothing, no
Only the
scams, never in
FBI
my life.
charges that you currently have on you that when you were arrested recently?
That has nothing to. I was arrested for something else. What are you talking about? That has nothing to do with scam. It has nothing to do with scam.
Hey, Tarek,
What does it have to do
how
with?
about this,
What does it
man?
have to do
Will
with?
you bet me? Will you bet me 150 PayPal bucks that I can find the clip of you implying that you would pay the $300,000?
Yeah, I'll bet you. I said I'll pay the $300 unless I'm mistaken. But yeah, go ahead, find the clip.
Deal.
Tarek,
Yeah,
what
no.
were your charges? Were your charges involving financial situation?
There
Anything
is no
financial?
charges. There is no charges.
You
Zero
said you were
charges.
arrested, right? You said you were
Yes,
arrested recently, right?
yes, they detained me, but I can't go
Was
in
it
details because
financial
this
in
thing.
nature, that arrest?
You don't have to do this, Brian. You don't have
Yeah,
to do this.
yeah, I know he's coming at me. It's fine. It's fine. Brian, there's a reason why I can't disclose this information. They're still going. They're still coming. Like they won't leave me alone. So I still have to make sure I don't say much until I exactly know
If
what's
it
up. So
wasn't
I can't talk.
financial in nature, you would have said no because
It's
you would have
not
defended
financial in
yourself.
nature. I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with financial nature. Zero. How's that? Zero. I'll clarify that for you. Zero.
You don't have to do this, Brian. You don't have to do this.
You don't know. You know what you don't have to do, Cynthia?
Yeah, you don't have to do this to me,
Can we get
Brian.
back
You
to
don't
Jack?
have to.
His
No, I know I
facial
don't
is
have to, but I really
Flo,
want
that's
to.
going in the calendar. You don't have to do this, Brian O'Shea.
Hey, Cynthia,
I'm
have you
sorry.
been drinking lately? Have you been drinking? How often do you drink, Cynthia?
I don't drink, actually. Actually, the Mexicans around me get mad because I don't drink.
Is it like your
I don't
psych
believe in
meds
paying
that
for a
make you
headache.
sound slurry at
Why am I
times?
going to pay for a headache? That doesn't make sense
What
to
type
me.
of psych meds are you on?
I don't drink.
Brian.
What type
Can
of
we
You don't
bring
have
psych
it
to
back
meds
do
to
are
this.
you
I
Jack?
don't
on?
drink my
Let's
urine.
bring it
I
back to
can
Jack.
testify to that.
What
I
is
do
going
What
not
on?
type
drink
of
my urine.
psych meds are you on?
I
Brian,
don't do drugs.
the
So
assumption.
You don't consider medication from the doctor psych
I
meds to
do
be drugs.
medication.
Brian,
I don't
what?
take medication.
Yes, it's irrelevant. Okay. See, Brian, you're a good dude, but you've got some bitterness within you, and your bitterness is like clouding your mind. And the
You know what
clouded.
this situation reminds me of? My family. Bunch of
Okay.
fucking retards trying to make it seem
You
like
don't
I'm the
have to
one that
do this,
doesn't want.
Brian. You don't have to do this. Is it from the urine?
You're
You think?
roboting, fatty.
You don't.
Cynthia, oops, I muted you. Your
Is that
mic.
her real voice?
No, something happened to the mic. You got all staticky, your connection.
Is it better?
A little better.
There's a storm. There's a storm coming through. Flo
Okay.
sent his storm.
There we go. It is better now. It is better.
And
Go ahead.
Jack, can I clarify something for Brian O'Shea? And that's it. I won't say anything anymore. Brian O'Shea, I can stay for 10 years at least and not work, and I'll still be fine. There is no financial situation with me, just to let you know.
Yeah, because you made off your money from scamming fraudulent shit.
So you're coming off, I'm assuming, because when Monograph doxed me and he said that I went through a $3.5 million credit card fraud, that's what you're bringing up. And you can ask Monograph himself, because he said himself that was not me, but he said I can make it look like it's you. And if you want the report, I have the report. I'll send it to you, not me. And you can even
Can we
dox
get back
me.
to Jack, please? Can I insult
Yes,
Jack
go
some
ahead.
more, please? Thank you. Now, Jack. Go ahead, Jack. You got a look on your face.
Well, yeah, I've been kind of noticing the chat, and honestly, Brian, it seems if you've got any questions about me, go ask Chuck. Chuck's got every fucking answer about Jack. And I see that people in the chat, they go to Chuck for answers about Jack, and it's quite fucking fascinating. It's
So
absolutely.
even your chat's turning against you, Jack?
Oh, it's nothing new. It's just the same nonsense that's been patterned. It's
You don't have
How
to
is
do
your
this,
own
Brian.
chat going against you, Jack?
Brian,
well, it's Chuck.
what? Let's all
Chat
go around
patterns.
and say something good
Chat
about
patterns
Jack.
is called
Y'all want to
chattering.
do that?
No, we don't need to do that. It's
I'd rather go around and insult Cynthia. Anyone for that? I'll
I
start it
already
off.
gave you permission
actually
to do it.
no.
You're a stand-up comedian. Let's see what you're really made of. I heard some of your shit the other day. That shit was horrible.
Nope.
Horrible, buddy.
Please,
So
hey,
please, let's hear some more.
please stop. Let me
Yeah.
come back, because Brian, you said something recently. I would, you know what, Brian? If you will humble yourself into just taking a chance, okay? Dude, you show a lot of signs. You got past issues, okay? I'm not going to say specifically mommy issues, but it seems pretty clear there's some patterns there, brother.
Good thing you
And I
didn't say that.
can help you. You brought up family earlier. You said this is similar to your family. Well, let's deal with the patterns, man. Okay? I'm dropping my info.
Would you say it would be a paternal issue?
No, Jack would be my crazy mother, and then you guys would be my crazy siblings going along with my crazy mother, trying to make it seem like I'm the asshole.
So it seems like you have family issues that you brought, that you're identifying with those family issues.
No,
but we're
we
not
got
your
off.
family,
Okay, never
Brian.
mind.
I can't speak for. I'm not related to you. I'm not your family. So please don't put your
Thank you
family
for
issues on
clarifying
me.
that. Thank you for clarifying that.
You're welcome.
Hey, what I'm saying, Brian, in the private chat, I've dropped my phone number and email. I would love, if you're willing, you know what, dude, all I'm suggesting, I believe in our conversation, if we talk about some of the things of your past and your present, I think you could have a different perspective. Now, if you can find the value in a different perspective, learning something different about yourself, I know that miracles happen. I know that lives transform just by acceptance of new ideas, different ideas.
Do you have your phone turned on right now?
Yes.
So if you got a text right now, you'd hear it and be able to read it?
My God.
Huh?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Great. Because I have a feeling you might get a text here soon.
I'm
All
pretty
right.
sure this was a setup. This is usually what monkeys do.
It
Is
could
this
be.
one of your two jobs? Just out of curiosity, do you get paid to be the wingman?
It's ooh. It could be points, brownie points. Searching
Does
for brownie points for later to be able to
does
say
that have
if I
value?
did.
What value is like to the
Hmm.
dollar market value? For every one cut down, you're gonna get a good boy. Good boy, Brian.
Yeah, could you
Good
get a
boy.
text right now? Will it ding for us to hear?
Good boy, Brian. Good boy.
Yeah,
Jack.
think about catfishes. Catfishes aren't always after a simp's money. Sometimes they're just after the emotional reward of getting the attention.
So you got the volume on your phone, Jack. So if it text, it'll ding and we'll hear it, right?
Allegedly, if it's set up right.
Boom.
Yep.
It's got one.
Oh wow.
What
Oh,
does it say?
Oh
no,
wow.
that was Facebook.
Oh,
Yeah, contact your people, Brian. Let them know they slipping on their end. Good boy,
Yep.
though. You're being a good boy, though.
No messages. And I'm not sure what you're what you're aiming at, what you're working with here, but hey, here's the thing, accept it or not. I don't really have too much worry.
what does that
Uh,
text say?
9
Good
days.
boy.
It says 9 days to squatter caught.
You're such a good boy. You're gonna get a bone tonight. Paul's gonna give you a big bone tonight. Look at you. You're doing good.
Exactly, Cynthia. You hit it right on the point.
You're such a good boy, Brian. What breed are you? Because I want one to use too.
Oh,
I need
Don't
one to
put
use
that
on my
phone on
side.
vibrate. You keep that thing so
here.
you can hear those texts coming in.
All right.
Good,
The
good
next one.
boy. Good
Here.
boy.
Yep. The
Yeah.
next one I appreciate. It says Brian O'Shea is gay.
You're lying. That's not what it said. Quit fantasizing.
Well, it certainly does.
What number is it from? Maybe they're gay too.
Don't
Maybe
worry
I'll go
about it,
on.
Brian. You just wanted him to read the messages. You can't move the
Read
goalposts
the phone
now.
number it came from.
Don't move the goalposts now.
Well, it's in big caps too, all caps. So wow,
I'm
Brian
extra gay.
O'Shea is gay. It says loudly.
Oh, that's
Now,
funny. Oh,
now read
other
that phone
people
number
have
it came from.
your phone number. Another stream has your phone number posted. That's why you're getting the rain. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Brian, is your crew turning on you? No. The pack? No, they're not going to do that to you, Brian. They're going to send good messages. I can't wait to hear them.
Messages.
Yeah, there's going to be several people. They're going to send them. I can hardly wait to see what the people think about you.
Actually, hold on, Cynthia. Don't go too far, because I don't believe Brian is leading anyone or anything. I think he's kind of on his own right now still.
No. There's another stream posting your phone
Read
number.
it.
Okay. All right. Well, here's another text from a viewer. Jack, you have all the answers now that you can ask Mr. Pissman himself. You're talking smack.
I heard a few more come in.
Be careful what you ask for, certainly. I'm not sure if I shared this. Don't turn up the heat was one message. And then Brian and you can share the course. Are you willing to share the course, Brian?
I mean, you could sleep in the Taurus. I'll sleep in the tent.
All right. Cool, man. Golly geez, why did this begin?
Because this is the old school when we created that on another panel. See, when the three amigos were together, but somebody had to be a brat, but they missed it. This is their way of saying I miss you.
I know.
And
Here's
you're a
another
good
one.
boy, Brian. You're a good boy.
Brian, you are popular in my messages, in my texts, apparently, because another one, Brian drink piss on the rocks.
You realize that came from like nobody in this chat is texting. This is a whole nother chat.
I'm not sure. Brian, hey, Paul said that you sucked Joe Rogan. Is that true, Brian O'Shea?
Well,
Brian,
if I would have took a left one day, it's like choose your adventure. If I'd have took a left one day, I might have gone down the road of sucking Joe Rogan's dick, but I took a right, and I ended up wearing a mask. So you tell me who won and who lost in that one.
you took a right and ended up what?
In the situation I'm in now.
Oh, dude, you were that close to sucking off Joe Rogan, and you missed
Yeah.
it.
Well, I mean, I didn't want it to end there. I mean, if it leads to fame and fortune, you got to
You're
weigh
right.
it.
You're right. All right. Hey, today's just a stepping point. Oh my goodness. Some Margot Davy interaction.
Oh my gosh. I am not a fake
No.
Christian. I'm up here having a good time. I wish that you would stop chatting in another chat and come to this chat and chat or come to the panel. At this point, you're just pathetic and seeking attention. You know who I'm talking to.
Yes, we all do.
What did Margot say, Jack?
No, it wasn't Margot. It was a Photoshop of Margot. It's not really that pleasant, but I appreciate the continuing contributions and
Can you
creativity.
show us it? Hold it up to the camera. Hold it up.
No, you're no.
No.
No, you're not being a good boy, Brian. Be a good boy.
At some point, these texts and messages may become a part of this Talcottian adventure and the story. I pee freely in my own mouth. Oh, it's a title: "Keys to Drinking Urine" by Brian O'Shea. Dude, I'm sorry. You're gonna go a long time living that one down.
I drank piss this morning. What's there to live down?
Oh my gosh,
You're still
Brian.
doing
I want
that?
you to know when I told my doctor about you, she made the grossest face. I got a kick out of you, buddy. She said that it was important to have blood work taken care of because although we could all have the same symptoms, it wouldn't necessarily be the same thing, which is why it was important to check blood. How do you do tests for like, hey, this is down, so I need to drink extra urine today? Or like, how do you judge why you need
So we're going to have a health discussion from a woman who took advice from the government recently on how to maintain her health. I think you're out of your league on this one, Cynthia.
Well, this is why I'm coming to you, Brian. This is your moment to shine and promote your urine therapy. Please.
So you're going to say that the medical advice you took recently was incorrect and you regret your decision?
That was 3 years ago. So what's the definition of recently?
Yeah, 3 years ago, you took medical advice that you still stand on. You double down, triple down, quadruple down.
No, I didn't say that. But what I'm saying is I would love to hear what you have to offer when it comes to urine therapy.
No, this is a medical conversation, so we got to clear up. You triple and quadruple down.
I'm a non-believer of your urine therapy. Convince me. This is why I should do it. This is what has helped me.
What? Oh, we can move beyond the past. These judgments of what people have and have not done, I don't know that it's really that helpful. Hey, tribal fellow, welcome to you. Feel free.
Well, thank you, Jeff. Pleasure to see you here with a good panel like this. And I was urged to come up here and just say hello to everyone in good spirits like this. It was something I did want to mention to you, though, Jack, is that I see as all this strife going on that it's starting to become pointless over time. There's always going to be differences amongst others, but what's going on between you and what's going on with Paul and Slave's channel there is just unacceptable over this period of time. And let's face it, Jack, look, you're old, I'm old, Paul's young. What is he going to
What?
tell you that you haven't already heard? You know, let's just face it. So, I mean, I'm not too sure why you're there. I could tell you why I'm there. I'm there because I like to see his process and strategies of dealing with the ignorance that surrounds us, because no man is an island. And if you can't interact and co-create with others, you can't get anywhere. And to me, this ignorance has become a roadblock, because this ignorance polarizes people. And you know, when they're polarized like that, then they're either attracted to things that they shouldn't be, or they're repelled by ones they should. And I don't believe that's our nature, to be polarized, because it's too in of this world where you can identify things as black and white, north and south, and take it beyond that. So in a way, I like the concept that when you first joined Paul, that you were bringing to that, yeah, you're talking about all these older concepts, but let's face it, everything all the way from the old Dharmapada and Christ and all these 20th century religions, the Mormons and everybody else, let's just face it, they all have elements of the exact same story remixed. But the problem is that story has one common element, and you hasn't quite used the right term sharp enough to get people motivated. And I'm going to help you with that right now, Jack. It's not about the money. It's not about the power and all that kind of stuff. Let's say what it's about. It's about slavery. No man should be a keeper of another. That's the greatest evil a man can be. And that's the root cause of it all. When did it change? Why are we even talking about it today? Did you even think about this, Jack?
So are you saying people come up
I'm talking to Jack, excuse me.
I know, but
Jack,
I'm asking, I'm clarifying. If you're trying to be a community, you're not doing good at it. And I'm trying to engage in
talking to Jack. And Jack, the question.
So I'm trying to understand.
You can ask questions when it's your turn, Cynthia, but right now it's my turn, and I'm asking the question. The question's to Jack.
I thought I was talking to a man. I'm sorry.
And Jack, to keep on track with our thoughts here.
Yeah.
When did this change? This awareness of slavery. You can say it goes back to Glorious Revolution in Britain, on the People's Revolution, but you know where it really changed, where it really had effect on the ground, on the land? Take a guess. What year?
2024.
Jack.
There could be
1776.
Many. Okay. And what's the that's we declared our independence from that tyranny of taxation and slavery of an overlord that owned your land.
Shut the fuck up, Tribe. Jesus Christ.
Not on America, Jack.
Hold on.
Not on America. They don't do that to us on America. You're on your house. That fireplace. I'm just going to leave you this thought, Jack, because I can see the rabble's getting rowdy here. But I'll say this much. The mere fact, this is prima facie, this is de facto evidence. If they wanted you out of there, what are you? You're a peon that could flick you like an ant, yet you're still there. Let's think of that more deeply instead of these deep-seated beliefs of misery and ignorance that keeps us polarized. At that, Jack, I yield. And I'm going to also step off and salute to you for staying strong. I'll see you on Unslavia.
Good question. Hey, I had a question. When you say a man can't own another man, was he speaking like I bought you and have papers, or I can't control you and tell you what to do? So
I think both.
So if he says a man can't own another man, Brian, do you think you coming up here and telling Jack what he could do, or me telling you what to do, would that not be us trying to own each other? Is that not a version of it?
I don't know what you're talking about, Cynthia.
Okay, I'll go slower. Tribe, that guy that just came up, said that no man should own another man.
And you're being passive aggressive. If you want to insult me, just insult me. You're being a manipulative.
I just did, and now I'm asking a question. So I'm asking, and I asked, did he mean that in the literal sense, like I own you on a piece of paper, or I own you and I'm going to tell you what to do?
You're retarded. Shut the fuck up.
And then Jack said both. The fact that you're calling me names lets me know that you don't want to have this conversation. If you don't want to have the conversation, say that. You don't have to go to your little boy state and insult me.
Well, at least I'm being honest instead of passive aggressive and manipulative.
No, I'm asking a legitimate question. I'm asking a legitimate question. Obviously, you don't.
No, you're not. You're being manipulative, you fake Christian. You fake
Oh my
Christian, you love
God.
your
All
hate.
right. Here we
You
go.
love
I'm
your
asking-
hate parade right now.
Brian,
So if-
here, Joe, Cynthia, please. Joe, what were you? Go ahead.
I want to help Jack out a little bit here instead of us. You know, we all like to our favorite topics ourselves. That's just kind of how people are. But you know, Jack is the issue here. Jack's what we're talking about, and no one's giving him any good advice, man. And Jack, this is what I think, honestly.
Mhm.
You need like, you know, like almost like customers, not like, you know, you don't need to be giving your time away free and doing all this stuff. You know, you need people that want to come to you and for help, right? Well, you're kind of barking up the wrong tree with this group of people that, you know, you didn't just come, they organically came or, you know, or something, but like, you know, like say for instance, wars, you want to stop wars. Well, half the people listening think it's a thing that doesn't even exist. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not even, or it's a government contrived thing that we'd have to get rid of militaries. You know what I mean? Like they're not jiving on it. So people come in and not take you seriously, man. You know what I mean? Like the more of like the Rogan crowd and the, you know, Glober type of people, you know what I mean? Like it should be maybe your target, you know what I'm saying? Like, in that way you could get some traction. Cause I mean, you know, everybody's in your audience says, I woke up, I'm awake, I got it, I don't need no help. You know what I mean? And they're kind of like, I think maybe you just need to get a little different base of people to talk to or something like that. Possibly.
I actually don't disagree with that.
Holy cow.
I agree as well. The part
Jeff,
of
these people aren't your friends, dude, on this panel. The majority of this
You don't have to
panel,
do
Flow
this, Brian.
State,
You don't
Give
have to
hard
do
hat
this.
back
You
his
don't
neck
have to do
weasel
this,
or
Right.
Brian. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do
Right.
this. Be a good boy.
Brian, yeah, coming from you, Brian. Dude,
I think being homeless and being pissed off or go to hand in hand probably or something like that.
No,
I can
Mitchell's
understand
not
that.
that way. Mitchell's not pissed off.
Oh, there you go.
Well, he's got a little pissed off at it.
No, there's a difference
does.
between just being mad all the time
Yeah,
and having
you're right.
issues
I
with
bet it's real
everybody,
funny.
or people feeling
all the time.
attacked and reacting. There's a difference. Mitchell's
There's
cool and calm.
There is.
So can I ask O'Shea a question? What does Paul do for you?
What does Paul do for me?
Yeah.
I know one thing. Paul says that Jack never helps anybody, and I have GoPro footage of Jack literally helping me through a storm. That storm that went through the Sierra Nevada mountains last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, just roll with it.
I got a 1 minute GoPro video. If anybody wants to see it, no swearing.
Yes. What is it of, Joe?
It's me getting literally through the storm with Jack.
Oh, I
Wow.
can't
Can you
wait
share
to hear this. Let's see. Don't keep us in suspense.
Okay.
My God.
Jack helped
Yeah,
me through
Jeff, what if you got a job and we're able to find life coach?
In the sand.
You don't have to do this, Brian.
I love this. You don't have to do this,
You
Brian.
never have to speak again, Cynthia. You never have to speak again, and the world will be just fine.
You don't have to do this.
My
Brian.
world would be
You
shattered.
don't have to be as fat as you are, Cynthia.
You don't have to do this, Brian. Just be a good boy.
But did you answer my question, Brian?
Oh, what does he do for me?
Yeah. You do things for
What
him.
does
What
he-
does he do for you?
What do I do for him?
You go and get people to his show. Can I count on you later to come to Paul Enslaved?
Cynthia, can you shut the fuck up when two men are talking?
You're not a man. Only Flo.
You recruit for his show. When his panels are dead, you go and join him in a pinch.
Exactly.
Come over here.
I
and be
recruit
the
for his
Jack-
show? How do I recruit for his show?
So can I get a
I'll
commitment
tell
from
you
you
how.
later to
I'm
show
not
up to
there.
Flo's show? So are you going to say you're going to show up to the show later? Can I get that commitment from you? That's what you say on other people's panels. And you're not even pulling them to your show. You're pulling them to another man's show.
Cynthia, not only that, he asked Rose if she could bring Crow 77 to Paul's. So stop lying, Brian O'Shea.
Terry, shh, you're not supposed to say that.
All right, I'll be nice.
I'm still waiting for an answer to the question. I'm still curious about it.
There is no answer. He just bashed him. Paul just bashed him for like an hour. Everything you can think of, he put him down in every way you can.
Tarek, I think we all know that what he is.
I'll
Like,
answer your question,
Yeah.
Flow State.
Mhm.
Paul has good game. I think he has a good grasp and understanding of life and dynamics and relationships. And
Is that why?
I feel like I get a good game.
All right,
What?
you guys want to see?
Is that why he's
What'd
watching
you
us
say,
here
Florida?
over here? And
you know,
Here, let's pause for just a moment. Let's give the floor to
Let's check this
Joe.
out. And there's a cool shot of this meadow too. That's cool. So let me see.
Opportunity, you know, we kind of celebrate.
oh,
Finding the reasons to want to celebrate.
Oh my gosh, I'm
Sometimes,
nervous.
Some moments it gets painful. Not gonna
It's
lie.
way
you
more
know,
gnarly than it looks.
when you're in
were you
physical
sliding?
I was.
It
I was
can
in
be
traction.
hard
Oh my God, I'm nervous.
to be excited
tensing up.
and celebrate
It's
the
pretty
act
going.
and the gift of the present. But
That's a beautiful
what?
scenery.
it's the key.
That's coming out of the Sierras, right?
Brothers and
Coming down into
sisters,
Carson
this is
City.
the key
Jack
I've
gets
been
me through the
learning.
storm.
Yes, it's so simple. It's so obvious.
Thank
It's
you.
right in
Oh,
front of our
that
eyes.
is so cute.
And it is. It's so simple and obvious
Oh,
that
I love
children
you.
know this.
Watch, there's this cool little meadow that comes up on
Children
the left.
know this until the adults teach
I'm
them
literally
what
going
they're
like 10 miles
supposed
an
to
hour.
learn, how they're supposed
my
to think,
gosh.
and what they're supposed to do. You
Oh,
know,
you
Dude,
can
it
have
is
both
kinda
hands
cool.
on the wheel, by the way, Joe.
I
Both
know,
hands.
I'm an idiot. I risked my
I
life
think
to get a
that
video.
you
Look at that.
know,
Oh,
sometimes these
gosh.
ungrateful
Oh, yeah.
people
That's
that
it,
don't,
man.
That's gorgeous. That was beautiful, Joe. That was
You
nice.
know,
you know, that's
and
pretty
so right there, that's for Paul to
Hey,
see.
hey, Tarek, remember how you said you were gonna keep Paul's name out of your mouth for the rest of the day? You lost the
That
bet.
Yeah, I did lose. You know why? I didn't like the fact that you came on here right away. I'd rather lose and not have you bash and be manipulative and come on here and say a couple words to Jack and start bashing him.
Yeah, I
You
appreciate
can't
it.
even keep his name out of your mouth even when it was a bet on the
Well,
line. You can't even keep his name out of your mouth for a freaking few hours.
Yeah, bring your daddy here so we can see what he has to say since he's so tough.
So-
All right, I'm
no,
gonna
It's
get
gonna be
going, but
well,
and one more thing, Jack, stop
hold on.
hanging out with homeless guys and mushmouth Tarek, and then maybe you'll get some traction later.
bye.
much love, brother. Much respect.
So O'Shea, he doesn't do anything for you. You're just doing this out of fandom. You're just a fanboy.
No, I'm actually here because I've been losing like hope in Jack that like I just don't see how he could ever change. But
You don't have to do this, Brian. You don't have to do this.
You don't. You really don't.
You don't have to
way
do
too
this.
much this way. Like,
You don't have to do this.
Well played.
Get that booger out
Don't
of
pick
there,
your
buddy.
nose on camera. Don't pick your boogers.
Yeah, turn the
Calm
camera
down.
off.
Yeah, please.
Looking at that
That's
Calm
camera
down.
disgusting.
You eat your boogers too? Bro, you eat your
Oh
boogers,
my
Brian.
God.
Brian, do you
Looking
eat your
straight in the
boogers?
piss jug.
Do you eat your boogers? If you drink pee, you eat your boogers.
No, stop.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
Like,
it
find the flaw
does.
in the logic.
hey
You don't
Jack,
have
you
to
like
do
that
that.
band Skid Row?
I can't remember. I know there is a band named Skid Row, but I can't remember what they play.
Because I was thinking we could make a meme and it'll say Skid Mark, but it'll be the band members from Skid Row, and we could do that AI thing to put different faces on there.
Can you do
Is
Think
that
that'd
in
be
your
funny?
car?
Is
Can
this
you
part
do
of your
that in your car?
comedian? You can do that in your car.
See,
Yeah.
Skid Row is appropriate because that's where you're going to be in 9 days, right? Well,
You don't have to do
unless-
this, Brian. You don't have to do that. You're coming up here with
That
good
could be-
intentions.
You know what? If that happens to Jack, I'll throw in so he's got better car curtains than you do.
Hey,
Jack, I'm
here-
throwing in a hot plate for you.
thank you. I appreciate
I got a
it.
case of ramen on it.
Brian, the thing is, you're in the perfect spot. Both of us are in the perfect spot to be where we are and who we are today. Now, you can keep thinking that you can keep thinking whatever you want, Brian. but I encourage you to take advantage of what the world is offering. And the world is offering you beyond just all enslaved. You can be more than what you've allowed yourself to become. And that includes what you do online and off. All of us can grow into more, to become more. And Brian, I love you. You probably got a funny part within you, but I'm not seeing a comedian, to be honest. Okay?
We're laughing at you, not with you.
But I just see one. I see one who might have
And to kind of build off what Jack said, no matter where you're at, if you're still alive, you still have a purpose. So no matter how bleak it looks,
yes,
you're still in the game. And that is something alone to behold, because just today I was standing in line at the grocery store and the lady behind me was like, yeah, they found her body and it had already had rigor mortis in it. And when the police looked at her phone, she had made her last phone call 2 days. Like, that's sad. That's sad. That is somebody that is not here no more, but we are still here. We still have things we can do and accomplish.
So you saying O'Shea's not here anymore?
Well, I mean, drinking your urine in the car, serving for all we know, some man could see O'Shea every day and think to himself, I never want to be like that guy over there. I'm going to go work harder. And O'Shea may be inspiring people and not even knowing it.
Mm-hmm.
And he can feel like, hey, I'm not doing anything. But sometimes we're helping and we don't even realize it. And it's not for us
me to
to
brush
realize
my teeth every morning, and I don't even drink piss.
He's inspired me to get brighter curtains.
You know, the idea, my faith in the scripture, in the Bible, I do believe God can take the humble and the meek and raise them up for great accomplishments. That might even happen still with Mr. Brian O'Shea.
Indeed.
Or me.
Indeed. Or Flo, or Tarek, or Mitchell, or me, or anybody in the chat, or anybody watching. You're never out of the game. And stop thinking.
Yep. You're never out of the game like you're Mitch, tired of the panel conversation. Are you playing games?
No, he's trying to find my video. You know.
I thought he was playing a video game.
Maybe he is. I don't think so, but maybe.
Paul, you should learn to speak
Mitch looks determined.
better.
Mitch
She
does
kind
look
of is
determined.
most men won't fuck. Is she's the kind? Is that what you meant to say? Okay. That's okay. Yeah, Jackie. Thank you, Paul, for coming over to Triggerman Tell Him TV and trolling. And because you came back with me, but you caught something over there. You caught me. And because of you, I'm here. Thank you, Paul.
Cynthia, she just won't go away no matter how much you scrub and scrub.
just like Brian O'Shea's teeth.
That flavors. I bet it's hard to get that taste out of your mouth.
Too funny.
Flo State, you look like are you going to church with Cynthia later? What's with the button-up shirt?
Don't tease me. Don't you come up here talking to me like that.
As a matter of fact, I hadn't invited her yet, but Cynthia, you want to get dinner and laugh about Brian O'Shea's piss breath later?
We do that every night. Let's do it again.
Yeah, we do. It's our normal every night date.
It's our normal hangout.
Golly jeez. I do feel for you, Brian. I care about you. You've got a heart that cares. And I know you try. You try hard. Many people are, but I honestly do think, I mean, we are all examples for others. Sometimes
Jack, you surround yourself with scumbags who don't care about you, dude.
Do this. You don't have to do this, Brian. Just
you shut her up, Jack.
Dude,
She's just gonna interrupt every time I say something.
You don't have to do this.
Cynthia, you're a pig. Quit interrupting.
You don't have to do this.
That pig, you're disgusting.
Childish. Like you're understand. Like I'm saying, you don't have to make yourself look foolish.
You're a pig and a fool. Shut the fuck up.
Brian, listen to her though.
Like,
She's
bro, you're
actually,
making yourself look
she's
bad.
actually right.
You think
Don't-
you've got her funny little line? She keeps interrupting with every fucking
Brian,
time.
Actually, it's a very funny little line. I like the line. It's
I
very
took
funny.
your line and
You're a
made it hot.
moron. Because
See,
Jack surrounds
That's how I know
himself with
you're not a good
fucking morons.
let's flow. He came up here and he said the line, "You don't have to do this," and he was saying it to Jack. And then I took it and now I turned it back on him. But it's funny when I do it. I feel like I'm better comedian than Brian O'Shea is, because if we both said the same line, but people laugh when I say it and not when you say it.
Cynthia, you're a
and you
disgusting
just pick the boogers.
pig.
I think that this
You
is
don't
the
have
chance
to.
for you.
Hold on. O'Shea, you don't have to. Hold on a second.
And stop picking
Whoa,
your
State,
boogers
you're
off.
a
I'd
fucking
rather you cuss
moron.
me out and then
You
keep
guys are
picking
a
your boogers.
panel of fucking morons, dude.
And
You guys
you're
have
right
found
here with
yourself
us,
in a
and you're
moron
right,
fucking
and you were the
space.
With
first
you
in
and step
line.
back from that ledge.
O'Shea, you don't have to do this, man. Just calm down. Drink more pee.
Like, really.
Stop
At this
yelling at
point,
us.
you're not winning. Just have fun. Just have
Calm
fun.
down.
Hey, Cynthia,
Man.
Cynthia, are you aware you're obese? Do you know that?
Here we go with oh my god.
How
Do you? I'm just.
no,
I'm
offended.
curious.
I
Are
want
you?
y'all
Do
to
you
know
know that
how
you're
much
obese?
I have lost 30 pounds
Look at
since
that
I've
pig
been here.
face. Look
I
at
have
that
lost
nose.
30
Did
pounds.
you call in
And not one of
reinforcements?
y'all.
Were you like, fuck, I'm getting pissed
Hey,
on?
Jack.
Help me,
So
toilet bowl?
bullying is okay until it's Cynthia or somebody else, somebody you
Nobody's
don't like, right?
bullying. I'm
Nobody's bullying
I
nobody.
lost 30 pounds and
Cynthia, do
nobody
you know
even
you're
commented.
fucking fat?
Oh,
You have,
Shay,
No,
can
I'm
do you
not
know the
fat.
hypocrisy of you trying to make
I'm
fun of
not
anybody
even
else's lifestyle
180
choices?
pounds. I'm
Toilet
not
bowl cam
fat.
up.
Yeah.
You know, you have a lot of nerve
Toilet
talking
bowl.
about other people's lifestyle choices
Toilet bowl
looking
cam
like
up. Let
that.
us
Do
see
you
you.
understand that?
Oh yeah, looking like what?
Look at you, ma'am. You're a fucking
Let
mess.
us see you, toilet bowl.
Holy crap.
Hiding behind an avatar.
Bro, I look better than any fucking
Just like
video
God
you've
hid
ever
behind
seen.
TBE.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Say that again.
Hey,
Say that
TBE.
again loud. Just one more time, please.
I look
Go
better.
ahead.
I look better.
Did it offend you?
Oh, go continue, ma'am. I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Toilet
I-
bowler, you don't have to do this.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
you don't.
ma'am, you don't have to eat anymore, Cynthia. Cynthia,
Toilet
put the
bowler,
plates down.
TBE.
You don't have to
anymore.
eat anymore.
You
don't have to eat anymore.
I just drink my pee now. That's all I do. Just drink my pee.
Karen Yelp review. Karen Yelp review. Flow
that
state.
we
Karen
see
Yelp
this-
review.
this Model of beauty.
Whinge. Cynthia, put the food
I
down.
haven't
You're
timed
obese.
anybody
Stop
out.
talking
Look,
about
I
other people's
haven't timed
Toilet
lifestyle
bowl, you
anybody
don't have
out.
to do this.
Stop talking
You
about other
don't.
people's lifestyle choices when you look like that, ma'am. Sorry.
You don't have to be like
you look
this.
like a
don't
frumpy,
have
fucking
to do
wonky looking
this.
bitch.
Right. You don't have to be.
He
You
said
don't
hiding
I-
behind his
you
Homer
understand
Simpson
that?
avatar.
Ma'am, you have any idea what a hypocrite looks like? You're fucking
Mm-hmm.
It
That's
looks
right.
like the
Fucking
dude hiding behind his
Hey,
avatar, insulting other
show us.
people.
Show us a hypocrite. Cam up.
You're looking at one. Old Cynthia's on your panel, Jack. Pay attention.
Cam up.
No, don't tell me what
Okay,
to do. Jack.
okay. Name
Bro, look at
name
people
a name a
hide
10
that.
commandment. We'll make it easy. One. Name a 10 commandment.
Fucking bitch like you.
Just pick
Thou shalt
one.
not be a
Yeah.
fat fucking bitch like you.
we
Just pick a
That's one of 'em.
commandment.
There
Just
you go.
pick one.
Toilet bowl
Anyway,
Oh, yeah,
came up
the
to say
time you
Private
read
Ryan,
them
he like
and we
threw
caught you
smoke
reading
up
them
and
on
said, "Get
screen."
the fuck out.
He
Fat
did.
fucking
He provided
hypocrite
a
bitch.
smoke shield.
Fat
Yeah.
fucking hypocrite
This
bitch.
is saving
Oh,
Private
Why
Ryan.
is
there.
everybody that comes from Paul is angry?
listening to
Fuck
him.
off.
that
You're
way.
a fucking bozo clown. You know that? Bozo
Why
bitch.
why is everybody that's defending Paul
Bozo
or against
fucking
Jack is
bitch.
angry?
Shut the fuck up, you
Bro,
fucking
because
groveler.
Paul wants to be friends with Jack, but Paul
Yeah.
wants to play with all the Jack's
You're
toys
just a
and
fucking
break them.
insufferable
He
person.
wants
And
to be
Jack
friends
just
with
Shut
saying
Jack,
the
but he
no.
fuck
has to
up.
settle for
Nobody
Toilet Bowl
really
Earth
fucking
and
enjoys your
O'Shea.
company.
That's
Nobody
not
really
true.
enjoys
That
your
is
company.
not
You
true. That,
understand
I
have
enjoy
that?
her
That's
you
why
company.
you're
seen my
here every
views?
day.
Have you
That's why
seen my
you're here every
views?
day like
They're
an
going
employee.
up. I'm going all the way
Like an
up,
employee,
baby.
you come up here and try to manipulate Jack like an
His-
employee.
Please.
Fat fucking insufferable bitch. That's what you are.
I love you,
Wow.
baby.
And you call yourself a good Christian. I don't know, Cynthia, I don't know any Christians that speak like this. They cuss.
The pearl clutching begins from faggy ass Tarek.
Hey,
There
what
we
if it's
go. There we
true?
go. With the Christians that call people faggots
Right.
and gay.
60
TV.
hour work week, folks. 60-hour work week.
Toilet
Go
bowl
Terry.
sounds like he's about to start crying. Keep
I-
going.
Yeah, or maybe he's drinking. Maybe he's drinking.
He
No,
sounds like he's about to
TBE,
start
when you're
crying.
drunk-
Wowie, wowie.
I'm gonna try something here.
What's up, Jack? I got no problem with you. I got a problem with that fat fucking golem you put on your panel every day.
Okay, well, what? See, and you
sit there, you allow the
hey,
fucking
hey,
bullying.
TBE,
No, you, he.
you're
Hey,
creating
no,
a
who?
problem for me. You don't have to be a problem for me.
You don't have
And just because you found a problem doesn't mean you need to bring your fucking problems.
Somebody needs to tell that fucking big fucking
Got it.
carbohydrate graveyard.
There we go. Thank you, TBE. It's a pleasure for you to join. Thank you. I think that was enough. Sorry.
Well, welcome to the panel, Flo. I'm excited. I did represent you the other day in a case.
Yes.
It feels
Very
good
well.
to be back.
Good miss.
I actually mirrored Jack's blue collar shirt just for this occasion.
I see that.
No, I had dinner with my mom.
Nice.
Good.
Is
Now
Mitch
that the
winning, do
energy,
you think?
what's that?
You think Mitch is winning at his game?
He's looking. He's investigating.
He's investigating.
Jack knows what I'm doing.
Yeah, he's investigating a $300,000 claim that I never made.
It was, yeah, there was, Mitch is on a purpose to discover
There was a time when I got Mitch on my tail, and then I shook him off, and I didn't realize at the time how blessed I was that he released his grip.
Hey, I was actually about to suggest we shut down, but welcome, Paul, Unslaved One.
Hi, Paul.
Mitch is looking for that time stamp. There's I don't know what I see happening is I don't know, a lot of confusion. I think today was an interesting stream with the patterns that we saw with even though we had fun with them and we kind of poked at them a little bit. The patterns with Brian, and even TBE showed up. The patterns of negativity. Do you see how much negativity is just being so?
And
When
even
you're
I
the
first
light,
came over here, he was
the
getting
negative
negativity
comes.
texted to you from all over his own side.
See, that's been a debate I've heard. They say when you're the positive and you're the light, the negative comes. And other people say no, when you're just the light, you're only by the light. So, but I truly believe like the balance has to come. And it comes to teach us.
That's why
Oh,
Paul.
get it.
That's why
Get it. Get it.
No.
Need a cigarette after that tea bag.
No.
Yeah.
I do trust there's a perfection to the order. There is a balance to the universe, and that includes between the light and the dark. And there's something about, well, early in the stream, I talked about that conversation with Bruce Lipton and Marcus Aubrey, talking about the energies, the vibrations of who we are, and we get to become the light frequencies or the frequencies of darkness. It's emotional states that we represent.
Did you watch the stream? I know you saw it. Did you see where we were talking about the ether?
Yes.
And some are the medium.
Yes.
So
I agreed and appreciated a lot of what was offered. The idea of the medium, or the ether being the medium, I look at that as the time space, whatever, the time space dimension tied together, and science can explain it to the, as I understand it, the Planck equation, the smallest point that can be separated with through where we're at It's a field that we exist within, a field that transmits light and energy, and we're a part of it. The balance, we are a part of the universe. The entire space at this time, we are a part of. And knowing that we are all a part of this same experience, the same space-time, energy, whatever. We're all part of the same reality. An injury to one is an injury to all.
Indeed.
Problems for one person are a problem for others. And we're so quick to deny our own problems. We're so quick to overlook the problems of others. It's the world we were born into. Confusion, profitable. Go ahead. Sorry, please.
How can we point out somebody else's problems when we have our own that planks in our eye, you know? And so I like the way last night when I was talking to Harmon, when he said, you know, I can tell you're strong in your beliefs and that's good. I understand I can't change them. Mm-hmm. And at some point we have to realize, like, you're not going to change me because I am who I am, just like who you are is who you are. And we have to get past that point of wanting to change everybody.
Yeah.
When you can change yourself, you need to change. People usually need to change themselves.
Yes.
I agree.
I think it's both. We've got to focus on ourselves. We've got to do the work on ourselves. The only one we can change is us. However, we also don't want to overlook the influence we have on each other. Mm-hmm. And knowing the power of truth, it's not me that wants, I mean, I see people making mistakes, right? Mm-hmm. Saying and doing foolish things. I want to help them, but I can't force anyone to be different than they are. However, I know the power of truth. And if I can be a messenger for the truth, if I can present the truth in a way that they can accept, the truth will allow them to change.
You said a key thing in a way that they could accept. I think a true master would understand, hey, the way I'm approaching this isn't working. I can change my approach and still get my message across. And some people just want to keep saying it. And I'm going to keep hitting this square circle. I'm going to keep hitting this square block into this circle. And it's going to fit as long as I just keep hitting it and hitting it.
Repeating it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like your silent therapy, Paul. It is. I feel good. I feel like, okay.
Oh, Cynthia, did you ever hear the phrase, you go, I go? Well, with Paul's world, he goes and nobody ever goes because he always talks over people. Just to let you know. Then he'll kick you. No. That's a fact. Ask Flow State, ask me, ask Tom.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I appreciate you being up here and not attacking. So I do appreciate that.
I do too. I appreciate everyone. Although, admittedly, it's 3 hours in. I'm ready to wrap.
Buddy. Good job. Do you want me to go? Are you going to do something and you want me to stream it, or you want my panel flow?
It's up to you. I'm good either way.
Well, let me know, chat. Let me know what y'all want. If you do, I'm always here. I'm working, but I hope to get off early tonight.
Blessings.
One of us will stream. How about that?
Yes, we'll stream. Lynn's, Chuck, Paul. You're always welcome. Always.
He said he would never come back to my panel.
I apologize. Paul won without fighting. There wasn't anything to win. Flo did have a question earlier about what Brian received, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
Oh,
yeah.
We all kind of already know intuitively.
Exactly.
All right, well, thank you. It was good talking to you. Y'all have a wonderful night.
You as well.
All right.
Thank you.
You too, Jack. Peace. I'm out.
Blessings, Tark. Appreciate
Thank
you
you
as well. Much love, my friend.
Eric, we got some shit to settle later.
No problem. We can talk about snafu and your problems.
Tarek, I haven't found that yet, but oh fuck. I was just gonna ask him if he wanted to double down. He seemed pretty confident.
Well, Mitch, if it's there, you'll find it. I
I'll get
got
it.
faith in you. Jack, thanks for having me back up again.
Respect.
Stop by if I go live later. It'll be on Rumble. All right, later, guys.
Thank you, Flo. Peace. Mitchell, thank you, brother.
Yep. Thanks for having me up, Jack. Appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
You as well. God bless, my friend.
Yeah, likewise, man.
And Paul, are you there? May have just hit the link and then threw us on in the background. That's fine. I appreciate those who joined the panel, joined the conversations today, joined the conversations in the chat. And I appreciate those of you who press play at a later time. If you're still here through the stream, thank you, sincerely. The idea of the topic today is to celebrate. Celebrate the little things in life that bring a little joy, a little color to you, right? Celebrate the things of life, big and small, that create your joy. Because if you simplify your life, bringing your mind and your focus into just simply being present, being patient, being grateful, being kind, being curious, being courageous, being confident, however you want to be. If you create your focus into being present and being you in a greater way, this is why we're here. We're here to grow. Growth means change. Change means discovering new things. Thank you, Austin. Appreciate that. That's the link for Flo. And I think I'm going to wrap it up. Sincerely, thank you again, brothers and sisters, everyone who has subscribed and stayed tuned. Watch for the other creators, see what happens later in the day. There may be more opportunities for conversations, and maybe I will end up online again somewhere this evening. But in the meantime, stay tuned. Let others know what is happening here. We've got big dreams growing. And till the next time, thank you. Choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless us all.